Peace, love, light of healing, peace, love, light of healing, peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in. Climb on in, family. Y'all see what we got on the board? We talking about the lymphatic system today. Lymphatic system, higher learning. I'm finna show y'all some things that y'all probably have never seen before. We're going to talk about the what. We're going to talk about the who. We're going to talk about the when. We're going to talk about the why. We're going to talk about the functionality. And most importantly, we're going to talk about steps and things that you can do to move your lymphatic system. So y'all climb on in. Peace, peace. Shalom, shalom. Shalom lakah mishpati. Shalom, long. Shalom, long. Baruch Atham. Bless y'all. Y'all climb on in. I'm going to wait till it get to about like 1,500 people. We at 1,200 now. So when we get to 1,500 people, we're going to get it started. Make sure that y'all got y'all pens and y'all pads because we're going very, very deep today. Just give y'all a little brief synopsis of what the online courses and classes is going to be looking like. And also, of course, at the end, I'm going to be taking live join calls where you can call or join and I'll accept you. And you can ask whatever you want to ask. Nothing is scripted. You know, we're not paying people to do this stuff. I answer, spontaneous people to join and you ask your question. And most high willing, I usually have an answer for the question you ask. So y'all climb on in. We got about 100 more people to get in. We're going to get it. Blessings, blessings, guys and goddesses, guys and earths. What's up with y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Should the kidneys be filtering before you work on the lymphatic system? No, you work on them simultaneously. The kidneys are a part of the lymphatic system, so they're the same system. A kidney is called a associated lymphatic tissue. So in order to even work on the lymphatic system, you have to work on the kidneys. All praises. All right, so let's get it in. Let's get it in. When you got your pens and you got your pad, type in some 9s. Once I see the 9s, we're going to get it started. Once I see the 9s, we're going to get it started. Let's talk about it. Once I get the 9s, we're going to get it started. I'm not answering or joining any type of calls right now. And I like to teach first, and then we can get to the questions and get to everything else afterwards. I'm seeing some 9s come on in the building. All right, so what is the lymphatic system? And in order to truly understand what the lymphatic system is, you have to understand how the body works and how the body operates. I teach y'all and talk to y'all a lot about how God created your body to be perfect and how God created your body to be self-correcting, how God created your body to be self-caring, and how God created your body to literally be self-sustaining. And not only that, he created your body to be self-regenerating. So your body and your cells can regenerate. In order to understand what the body is, you have to understand that the body is made of cells. So we have to think about it. When you think about the body and you get into biochemistry and biology, you have to understand that the body is made up of what you'll call these quantum particles. These quantum particles then make protons, electrons, and neutrons. These protons, these electrons, and neutrons then make what you will call atoms or atom or adam. Notice when you go to any so-called religion or you get deep into spirituality, they always say that the first, humanoid that was created was made. They either call it Adam, like in the Garden of Eden, Adam, or Adam and Kawa. Then you get Atum when you start studying Kemet. Then when you get into your science community, they call it the atom. So atoms or the atom makes many molecules. And then these molecules is what makes the functioning components of a cell. All right, now these cells, which is 150 trillion cells, when you're talking about so-called African Americans, or what I would call copper melanated beings, indigenous to this earth, you have 150 trillion cells. When you go to any other race, they have 50 to 75 trillion cells, but you have 150. Now, these cells then come together as communities and then start making different types of organs. These organs then start working with one another and they make organ systems. And then once these organ systems are working with all in the body, they call it an organism. And that's what you're looking at right now. You're looking at an organism. But this organism is potentially made up of quantum particles that make up cells, right? Now, if you look at your body is made of cells. If you look at you, you have a mouth. You have a mouth for you can taste, for you can eat. If you look at your lower extremities, you have a gut, and that gut leads to what you would call a small and large intestines where you can eat food. And when you eat food, you have to go through a metabolic process. So whatever you eat, you have to get it out of your system. Same thing if you drink something. When you drink something, it goes through its metabolic process. You get your electrolytes and your minerals and your hydration molecules from them. And then you have to basically relieve yourself by going and urinating. Same thing for your cells. If you eat, your cells eat. If you breathe, your cells breathe. If you drink, your cells drink. When you think, your cells think. So you have something called organs. Like, for instance, a liver, that's an organ. Your heart, that's an organ. You have something called glands, what they call the endocrine system or the glandular highway. Your cells have something called organelles, which is nothing but smaller organs. It's called an organelle. If you look it up, it comes from the Latin word and it means small parts. So everything that you possess in the macro, your cells possess in the micro. So your cells eat and your cells poop. Your cells drink and your cells urinate. Your cells actually have organs called organelles. Now, they might not look like yours, but the functionality and the definitions are the exact same. And just to give y'all a brief synopsis, when you look at something called the actual intestinal bladder, you have something called the vacuole bladder inside of your cell. So inside the macro body, you have literally the urinary or intestinal bladder that holds your urine. And it collects all the phytonutrients, all the leftover minerals, and it collects all the electrolytes, and it pushes it back in the bloodstream by way of the kidneys and the renal glands, right? Well, the same thing you have inside of your cells, but they call that the vacuole. It does the same exact thing. For instance, you have something called hydrochloric acid that's inside of your stomach sac. Well, when you look inside of your cells, you have something called the lysosome and the exosome. The lysosome acts as a digestive enzyme or acid that helps break down other cells. And then what the exosome does is it acts like peristalsis. It helps push and secrete all of the metabolic waste that your cells have been accumulating because it's eating outside the cell into something called interstitial fluid. You see what I'm saying? Same thing as the nervous system. You have something called a nervous system. You have the sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, the intrinsic nervous system, the central nervous system. All of these are electrical impulses and melanin neurotransmitters that help you communicate with every cell and with every limb in your body, right? You even have something called the 12 cranial nerves, the vagus nerves. Well, inside your actual cells, you have something called the K+ channel leak ions. And this is nothing but the nervous system of the cell. So your cell have a nervous system. Your cell have a skeleton structure. How you have bones, you have something called the cytoplasma skeleton structure of the cell. Your cell have a skin. You see that, which is this mucus cholesterol ring called the cellular membrane. Your cells actually have what you will call gonads or ovaries. This is what you will call the nucleus of the cells. And within inside the nucleus of the cells, guess what you have? You have the deoxyribose nucleic acid, or what you will call the genome blueprint to produce new cells. So everything that you possess in the macro, or that you call the human body, it breaks down to micromolecules or microcells, and those cells have the same things. It's called fractals. As above, so below. As within, so without. So if you eat, that means you got to poop. If you drink, that means you got to pee. If you actually put your body into environmental pollutants, that means you will have some type of blowback from it. But we have to understand and realize that the body is made of what? Cells. So if you eat and have to poop, that means your cells eat and they have to poop too. If you drink and you have to urinate, that means your cells drink and they have to urinate too. Now, let me show you the cleansing system of the body. When you chew your food and you go and you eat a big meal, your digestive system breaks down these foods. Then you go to the bathroom and you have to defecate. Well, what do your cells do when they eat food? Because they have to go through a digestive process too. They have to defecate too. See, the cells don't have the luxury like you to get up and walk to the bathroom and to sit on the commode and pull down your pants and have the relaxing relief, process of defecating and getting rid of the bloatiness and getting rid of the full stomach or getting rid of the full intestines. See that? So the cells, what they do is they poop on top of themselves. You see that? Now, if you look at poop and you see what's inside of poop, you can actually get many different types of what they will call bacterial infections because it's metabolic waste inside of your defecation. If you look at a poop, that's why when you're dealing with bathrooms, they put on gloves and they use sanitary types of products because they know that it's something breaking down that poop that has all types of environmental toxemias inside of them. Same thing with inside of your body. When you eat something, your body extracts all of the macronutrients, all of the phytonutrients, all of the phytonutrients, all of the micronutrients, and then what's left over is what you will call byproducts. These byproducts are usually acidic in nature, so you have to hurry up and get them out of the body before they burn the cells. So God is so amazing. He created your body to have three functional major systems. The first system is called the blood. The blood is what feeds 150 trillion cells of your body. The blood is what it's like the train station. Have you ever seen a train on the railroad tracks? And one of them they got hay, and the other one they got guns, and the other one they got the ammo and ignition, and another one they got corn, and another one they probably got apples, and one they got clothes. And then this train is going all throughout the organism that we call Earth, and at each individual state it is dropping off what that individual state's needs, right? Well, you have something called a train system or a transport system in your body called the blood system. And inside the blood system, you have these different types of erythrocytes and you have white blood cells. And inside of them, you have different types of things like iron phosphate, O3 or O2, oxygen molecules. And then iron phosphate is back with that. And then it basically attracts all other minerals. And then it goes throughout the bloodstream and it stops at each individual cell and it drops goodies off like macronutrients. It drops goodies off like oxygen. It drops things off like sulfur. It drops all the things off to each individual cell that it needs. Now, what happens is the cell starts to eat those things and engulf those things. But anytime you look at anything in life, you're dealing with consumption and elimination. You cannot consume or you cannot digest without going through a limited process. Because if you don't eliminate what you accumulate, you become constipated. Constipation equals stagnation. Stagnation being constipated, meaning you're holding on to toxic waste. You're holding on to toxic memories. You're holding on to toxic thoughts. You're holding on to toxic relationships. See that we can take this spiritual or we can keep it physical, but it's all talking about the same thing. Whatever you bring into your life, you have to be able to process those things, get the good from up out of it, and what is ever left over, call it bad, and then you must eliminate it, right? So everything in life deals with consumption and elimination. So the blood is what feeds the cells of the body. Then you have something called the nervous system, which communicates and commands the cells of the body. And last but not least, this third major system is called the actual lymphatic system. It cleanses the cells of the body. So you got the blood that feeds the cells. You got the nervous system, which commands and dictates what the cells do. And then you got the lymphatic system, which actually cleanses the cells of the body. What happened if all of your so-called diseases is nothing but cellular constipation because you are eating, your cells are eating, you going to defecate in the macro, meaning you sitting on the toilet, but you not defecating on a cellular level. And even if you is defecating on a cellular level, you are so backed up interstitially because your kidneys and your adrenals are not functioning that your lymphatic system or this interstitial fluid inside of your body is not flowing with ease. And since it's not flowing with ease, it's at dis-ease. And that's where you get the word dis-ease from, because you don't have the proper flow of oxygen, minerals, electricity inside of the body. You see what I'm saying? Because your lymphatic system is backed up. So the most important system in the body when it deals with detoxification and when it deals with healing your body and regenerating your cells would be the lymphatic system. The most important system when you need to communicate and speaks to the cells will be the actual nervous system. The most important system when you need to get oxygen and macromolecules, phytonutrients, and all different types of healing constituents like bioflavonoids or mineral dense nutrition, that's the blood. So whenever you want to heal the body, these are three systems that you need to pay attention to: blood, nerve, and lymph. Now, the reason why I'm going to teach you about the lymphatic part first and give you a higher learning or a different perspective or a way to look at it is because this is the actual most important system, because this is the system that's going to plunge and it's going to plumb and basically get all of that that excessive mucus buildup, all of the different types of cytotoxins, toxemias, and everything else out of the body. Now, a lot of people always start from the gut. I used to always start from the gut, but I'm congested right now. So since I'm congested right now, I'm going to show you what I'm doing to get myself uncongested, right? I want to start from the head. All right, so let's start from the head. Now, this is a head. And I want y'all to really look at this and pay attention, because we don't understand how the lymphatic system works and how amazing it is. Now, when you look at your head, if you ever heard of sinus cavities, type in some 7s. If you ever heard of sinus cavities, type in some 7s. And let's break this down, because everything in your body deals with the lymphatic system. I don't care what part of the body it is. Everything in your body deals with the lymphatic system. And I'm going to show y'all some exercises and things that will really move that lymph, y'all. It's crazy. Matter of fact, me and a beautiful goddess just linked up, and we done created some crazy workouts to truly move the lymph, y'all. I'm talking about, it moves your lymph more than a rebounder, y'all. I'm going to show y'all this. All right. Now check this out. So when you actually looking in the head, so this is a cross section where we just going through the head and we just cutting it in half. If y'all can see, you see that you got the pineal gland right here. You see that you have the pituitary gland right here. You got the hypothalamus right here, the hippocampus right here. Now I want to show when you're breathing in, notice how the lymphatic system and how these cavities work, because everything is drawn off breath, because breath is what brings in the Shama or the Ruach HaKodesh in Hebrew, and that's the oxygen molecule. Without the oxygen molecule, you would die. In fact, the body starts to detoxify itself when you lose oxygen. There is no system in your body that doesn't require oxygen. Matter of fact, your body starts to mutate when you don't get enough oxygen, and this is what causes coagulation of cells. This is what causes coagulation of blood, and this is what causes cellular constipation, and this is what suffocates the cells, and then the cells begin to die, because you need life. And that's why breathing is very crucial, and conscious breathing and doing breath exercises is real good to move the lymphatic system. But I'm going to show you why, though. Now, check this out. When you breathe in through your nasal passage, you go through something called the maxillary cavities. I even took the liberty to draw on there for y'all can remember these things and take screenshots or screen record what I'm talking about here. So the maxillary cavities. So inside the maxillary cavities, these are pockets that actually hold lymph, or what you would call mucus. This supposed to be clear. This not supposed to be congested. The only reason why it would be congested if you're backed up lymphatically coming from the actual gut. And I'm going to show you why. Something called volumetric pressure. And I teach y'all about volumetric pressure all the time. If you don't cleanse the gut will start being putrefied and start solidifying. And then you start seeing a bunch of crystallization of the mucosa membrane in the gut. And then it only backs up and go up. So once you start getting very congested in the head, that means you congested throughout your whole entire body, because it hits the head last. That's the reason why I'm starting with the head first. When you look into the medical field, they always call the head ceph. They always call the neck cervical. They always call the shoulders on down axillary. They always call the gut the goat or the pear patches. And we finna get deep into it, so please write this down, y'all. All right. So the maxillary cavities is literally within your nasal passage. Now, if you go right up from the maxillary cavities between my eyes, you have something called the ethmoid cavities. Now, look how long the ethmoid cavities is. You see that big old pocket? Now, this is where it's worse at. A lot of people get migraines and you don't know why you have migraines. That's because the ethmoid cavities and the sphenoid cavities is full of mucus. It's full of cholesterol. It's full of all the calcium. It's full of all these different things that's building up pressure, and you wondering where the migraine is coming from. What's happening is you are contracting a bunch of liquids. And remember, this liquid is a thick jelly-like liquid. It's actually H3O. It's not H2O. So it's not this thin liquid that you can still get a bunch of room in. This liquid is very thick, and it's very snotty-like. It look like snot. You got it stuck up in these cavities, and these cavities are filled to capacity. So it's bringing a bunch of pressure with it. So look, you have, this is called the frontal cavity. The frontal cavity is right here. Have you ever had a headache right here with this tattoo head, which I wish I never got, but it's there? That's the actual frontal cavity. You got a migraine right here and you don't know what it is. That's because your actual sinus cavities, or what I'm going to call your lymphatic cavities, or your lymphatic fluid storage systems, is backed up, and they not supposed to be backed up. See that? So you have to relieve these things. Now, we deal with a lot of people that get pituitary tumors or have pituitary issues, or what you would say have a lot of reproductive issues. Did you know that the actual pituitary gland is over the reproductive part of a woman and a man? Did you know without the pituitary gland, you cannot produce testosterone, man? Without the pituitary gland, you cannot produce estrogen, women. You cannot produce pregnenolone, women. You cannot produce progesterone, women. These are your sexual hormones on how you conceive and give birth to children. This is your sexual hormone, man, that makes you feel like a man, that give you that acidic, strong feeling, that make you ejaculate into your woman to even give birth to a baby. So a lot of men are sterile, and they think it's just because something is going on with their gonads, and it's not. You have too much mucus built up into your actual cephaloid cavities and your ethmoid cavities, and this mucus is now leaking through this little it's it's like a plastic bone. It's a plastic bone. It's not a hard bone at all. I actually felt one back in the day. On a dead cadaver that they had did a lateral cut on. But this is a real thin bone, and once these cavities get filled, especially the ethmoid and the cephaloid cavities, what happens is an overflow of mucus and of lymph starts to bleed through these capillaries, and then now you got lymphatic fluid covering up the pituitary gland. Now, once lymphatic fluid cover up the pituitary gland, you have to remember that the thyroid is a control, and the parathyroid is a control of something called calcitonin. Calcitonin is actually released from a pituitary stimulating hormone. So you're going to have calcium traveling up to this place. Now you got mucus that's coming up, excessive mucus build up. Then you got calcium mixing in acidic waste. That is going to cause crystallization, and then a mass will begin to grow on the actual pituitary gland. So now you have sexual problems going on down there, and you don't even know that the sexual problem started in your head. So they looking for everything else but your head. How many women deal with fibroids? How many women deal with PCOS? How many women deal with cysts? How many women deal with polyps on their ovaries and on the endometrium lining of the ovaries or of the fallopian tubes? And then 10 to 15 years later, they find out that something is wrong with their pituitary gland, or they have a pituitary anterior or lateral pituitary tumor. But the whole time they've been looking down there and they never checked the head. See that? So this is what you will call the lymphatic system. You see that? And this is what you will call the cephaloid area. Remember, ceph means head. So we're talking about the cephaloid lymphatic system. All right. Now, in order to drain the actual cephaloid, in order to drain the ethmoid, in order to drain the frontal cavity, in order to drain the maxillary cavity, in order to drain these things from messing or calcifying your pineal gland, which is right here, or calcifying your hypothalamus gland, which is right here, or calcifying your pituitary gland, you got to drain the lymphatic system. And it's only one way to drain the lymphatic system. Now, what's crazy is these cavities don't have any lymph nodes by them. And that's the reason why when you get congested, the first thing you start doing is sneezing, coughing, and then you start feeling a release of mucus come down to your throat. And the reason why the release of mucus come down to your throat is because you actually have your tonsils right there. Not only do you have your tonsils, you have something called an adenoid or ethnoid, lymphatic associated lymph node that's inside your throat. And with inside of this lymph node, what you have is a bunch of macrophages. And these macrophages or macrophages, whichever one y'all want to talk about, tomato, they're full of bacteria. And what these bacteria does is the sole purpose of the bacteria inside the lymphatic system is to chew away acids. Not only is to chew away acids, but it's to break down and basically degenerate cells that have died off that you can't rebirth again. See that? So the moment that these get backed up, it releases pressure through an actual enzyme called acetylcholine, or what they call acetylcholinesterase. Now, acetylcholinesterase is actually produced by the adrenal glands in the kidneys. This is a whole renal system. So the adrenal glands in the kidneys is actually in control of moving your lymphatic system by acetylcholine and acetylcholinesterase. You see that? So if your kidneys and your adrenals are not online, Because remember, the nervous system, which is ran by the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, this is controlled by the actual autonomic nervous system, things that run on autopilot, your breath, your respiration, your respiratory system that runs on auto. You don't have to think to breathe. You breathe automatically. You see that? You don't have to think to go poop. You eat, and if you got a regular system, peristalsis is going to set in. You're going to start feeling the digestive things happening. Enzymes is going to be released by the pancreas gland. You're going to start feeling that rumbling in your tummy, and then you go into the bathroom to defecate. These are things that runs on autopilot. Your heartbeat, boom, 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 boom. That runs on autopilot. You don't have to tell your heart to beat. Matter of fact, if you had to tell your heart to beat, you wouldn't be living to tell us about it. So these things runs on autopilot. What's in control of the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic, which is the feminine side of God, and the sympathetic, which is the masculine side of God, is the actual what, y'all? The adrenal glands. So this shows you right now, in order to get your lymphatic system moving, you have to pay attention to the adrenals and the kidneys. Now, once the adrenals and the kidneys realize that the volumetric pressure of the lymphatic system is built up too much in the sphenoid cavities, the ethmoid cavities, the maxillary cavities, and the frontal node cavities, what happens is acetylcholine esterase get released throughout the blood. Now, when something is released throughout the blood vessels and arteries, so the vessels are pretty thick, the arteries are pretty thin, but they have thin walls, and what they do is I call it capillary jumping, where they use capillary beds, and then whatever it don't need, it cleans it out into the interstitial fluid. The blood is its own living entity. If you see the way blood flow and move throughout the molecular structure, the shit is fantastic to me, because what you will see is the blood have to maintain a pH balance of 7.4 at all times. If it go 2 decimals down, you die of acidosis. If it go 2 to 3 decimals up, you die of alkalosis. So the blood is a living thing. That's why when you read inside the scriptures, it said that the life is in the blood. Kayim is in the actual Adam. Kayim is in the blood, is in the dam or the dama, or what the blood's called damu. That's where blood come from. Now, the reason why life is in the blood and it's its own living entity is because it's literally going around and it's moving and cleansing itself at all the times. So the blood cleanses all of its toxins out into the actual lymphatic system or to the interstitial fluid of the body by way of the spleen. You see that? So we got 2 names that I dropped so far. The adrenal glands and the kidneys, and the spleen is what you need to be functioning perfectly for you to actually move your lymphatic system, for you can detox properly, for you can heal yourself of these detoxification symptoms or what the doctors have programmed you into believing that we call diseases. Y'all see that? If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some actual 7s and we're going to keep it going. So where we stopped at, we have stopped at the part where the adrenal glands is actually alerting the system, sending an enzyme and a hormone called acetylcholine esterase up through the interstitial fluid. It meets the lymphatic system, it relieves the pressure, and now you're starting to drain. All right. Now, when this draining happens, it ends up right by the thyroid. Above the thyroid gland is actually something called the adenoid lymph nodes. And then you have something called the palatine. That's what I call it. The palatine actual tonsils. That's why you're not supposed to get your tonsils removed. Now, understand a lot of people didn't know the knowledge on how to cleanse the tonsils. I understand a lot of people had their tonsils taken out when they was little and they didn't have authority over their own bodies to do so at that time. So I'm not here bashing or talking about you, but for people that know this knowledge now, you need your tonsils. Your tonsils are a functioning lymphatic associated tissue that actually help you cleanse your brain. And that's why you see people that are missing their tonsils. They tend to get a bunch of mouth bacteria. They got a bunch of acids and cavities built up on their teeth because they don't have nothing to cleanse the acids and the mucus, the excessive mucus buildup that's building up from the tonsils up into the lymphatic system, or what you'll call the head. Also, if you do studies, peer-reviewed science articles on people that have a bunch of migraines, people that don't remember their dreams, people that always have a very stagnated head congestion, it's because you're missing these tonsils, and your tonsils act as lymph nodes, and you need these lymph nodes because these lymph nodes is what actually break down toxicity, breaks down toxemia, and get mucus, excessive mucus buildup from out of the cranium, y'all. All right. So now we passing down. Now, once we pass down, remember, this is called the cephnoid area. Ceph means head. Now we're getting into the cervical, or what you would call the neck. So let me show y'all this. I'm going to answer all y'all questions when we done. Let me get through the presentation. Because there's some people actually on here that want to learn. I know a lot of y'all want the quick fix, and a lot of y'all will get straight to the point. I'm a teacher. I will never get straight to the point. So if you're looking for that, this ain't the class for you. All right. So let me bag this up a little bit. All right, so now we are actually in the actual neck area, y'all. Now, once you get to the neck area, remember, this is cervical. You got the tonsils right here. The tonsils is going to start cleansing all of the mucosal membrane. Is going to go through all the cells in the interstitial fluid, and it's going to start chewing on those acids due to something called macrophages. Then you come down and you get to something called the thymus gland. I know I got a thymus gland here. So this is the thymus gland right here. Now, the thymus gland, and I teach y'all about this all the time. Notice all of the lymphatic associated tissues are right by a major organ. You see, I showed you the cephnoid cavities. We went through the ethmoid cavities. We went through the frontal, but it's all protecting the brain. For that mucus won't get on the brain, because if the mucus get on the brain, you got schizophrenia. If the mucus get on the brain, it starts building up something called amyloid protein. Then you have Parkinson's disease. Then you have Alzheimer's disease. You see that? Then you have depression. Then you have Bell's palsy. You have all these different neurological degenerative diseases, because there's too much mucus and acids on the brain, and it's depriving the brain tissues, or what I call the neurological functioning tissues, of all of the oxygen. And when you deprive a cell of oxygen, it don't function properly. So you see, you have all these different cavities and craters inside the cranium to hold on to the acids, and to hold on to the mucus, and to hold on to the cholesterol, to hold on to the amyloid protein, for these things won't actually attack the brain or sit on the brain and start to rust the brain, or take the brain or the neurological tissues into something you call cellular oxidative stress. Because oxidizing the cell, meaning you're rusting out of the cell. All right, now it's traveled down. Now we pass the actual cervical. As soon as we get past the cervical, going into the axillary area, notice my heart is right here, but look what's on top of my heart. Left side. You have something called what? The thymus gland. Now, the beautiful thing about the thymus gland is one of the biggest lymphatic associated tissues ever. And the whole entire point of the thymus gland, it acts as a military school, or it acts as a military personnel to the entire lymphatic system, or what they stupidly call the immune system, if you ask me. All right, I said I wasn't going to take no shots, Nabi. So I take it back. Not stupid, but what they mistakenly call, the immune system. I'm going to call it the lymphatic defense system. Now, check this out. So when you look at the actual thymus gland, the thymus gland is like the school. It trains the actual B cells. Now, B cell stands for bone marrow cells. Y'all say that with me. Type it in. B cell stands for bone marrow cells. Type that up in there, y'all. B cell stands for bone marrow cells. Once I see y'all type in bone marrow cells, we're going to move on. Yes, the lymphatic defense system. And I coined that. That's my actual word. I'll put that together. Yes, bone marrow cells. So the actual thymus gland is a lymphatic associated tissue school. It teaches the bone marrow cells how to protect other cells. Not only that, it acts as a military personnel for something called the T cells. T cells stand for thymus gland cells, showing you that cells, even though they are made by the bone, once the bone releases them, these blood cells, whether they white or erythrocytes, they go to the thymus gland and they learn their job. They learn their title on what to do with the body. Oh, no, you're going to be a macrophage. Oh, no, you're going to be a phagocyte cell. You're going to go through and phagocyze everything I see. Soon as you see an invader, you're going to eat their ass, break them down, send them to the lymph node. Once they get to the lymph node, the bacteria going to come through with the street sweepers, make sure ain't nothing moving. It's going to break it down and disintegrate it. It's going to take it through lymph vessels and lymph capillaries. It's going to end up at the tubules and the nephrons and the kidneys, and then you're going to urinate all of that trash out. See that? They get instructions. They get jobs. They get titles, and they train hard. See that? So your training camp is your actual thymus gland. Now, the crazy part about this is, guess who loses their thymus gland around the age of 12? A lot of Europeans. You see that? Now, when it comes to so-called black people, yours start to shrink due to stress. So the more you stress, the more you shrink your thymus gland. So the very thing that teaches your cells how to protect the body, you ain't teaching them that because you're too busy shrinking in school, because you're out into environmental toxins. You're drinking, you're smoking, you're eating acidic forming foods, you're entertaining stupid conversations, you're entertaining relationships that's not good for you. You're constantly putting your neurological, spiritual body into a bunch of toxic environments, which causes this lymphatic associated tissue school to shrink. If it's no school there, how they gonna get their actual jobs and titles to defend and protect the body? You see that? So we drained it from the cranium. First line of defense, or the first thing that cleansed them up and broke these different mucuses and tissues down was what, y'all? The tonsils, the adenoid in the tonsils. Then it moves down and it goes to the thymus gland. Now, once it moves down from the thymus gland, where do it go? Now it goes to what you would call the axillary cavities. Now, when you look at this, the axillary cavities, I'm too close. That's better. So the axillary cavities is from the shoulders to basically to up under the diaphragmatic muscle. The diaphragmatic, let me take these lungs off real quick. So the diaphragm or the diaphragmatic muscle is right here. It's this little blue lining, or this little clear white bluish lining right here. This is the diaphragmatic muscle. This is what actually dilates the lungs and constrict the lungs. And that's why I breathe and strengthen this diaphragmatic muscle. And that's how you really draw and breathe in the breath. So once you get to the shoulders, all the way down to the diaphragmatic muscles, they call this the axillary, right? So you have the thymus gland that sits right on top of the heart, which actually help cleanse the heart. But then you have different axillary, like the mammary nodes. The mammary nodes is what get blocked up in a woman. And that's why so many black women, so-called black women, have what you would call triple negative invasive ductal carcinoma breast cancer. Because it's the actual mammary nodes that's been blocked up, meaning she been cleansing everywhere else. But when they tried to cleanse the mammary glands or the ducts that's connected to her nipples are so calcified that all of that toxins don't know where to go. So what happens is the body is so smart, the body will straight pull them away. Let me see, I got a breast. I got one right here. The body will start pulling the breast away. This is an actual breast. So the body will start trying to pull all these toxins away. So instead of putting the toxins inside of the bloodstream, what happens is the body will create pockets and put all of these cells into the pockets. And then you start seeing tumors grow or basically coagulate along the actual mammary gland nodes and vessels. So breast cancer is actually the body trying to heal itself. It just means that you are backed up interstitially and your lymphatic system is not draining properly. So if you can get the lymphatic system to drain properly, guess what? You will see that the breast tumors will go down. Y'all see how that work? All right, got that now. Let's get back to it. So now we talked about the axillary nodes. We talked about the cervical node. We talked about the maxillary nodes as inside of the breast. Yes, man, you do have maxillary nodes too, or maxillary lymphatic vessels as well. Even though that you don't have big plump breasts, man, you still have breasts. Your breasts are just not functional because even though you have some type of prolactin that get produced by your pituitary gland, you can't produce milk. You see that? But the woman can. And since she can produce milk, guess what milk is made out of? Milk have calcium in it. Now, remember, I'm talking about the calcium. That calcium is something crazy when you're dealing with acids. Calcium in the body is amazing until you start introducing calcium into mucus and acids. Then it's a problem. And that's where a lot of women are getting the triple negative, HER2 positive, inductal carcinoma breast cancer from. Calcification. What is calcifying? The mucus. Why is the mucus calcifying? Because it's introduced to acids and it don't have nowhere to go because you are constipated and you are intercellularly constipated. You stagnated and you have to break up that stagnation. And the only way is to open up this gut where we're getting down to, because this is the beginning of all things. You would not exist without without the primitive gut tube. You actually come from what you would call a primitive gut tube. That's the first thing, a part of creation. Of course, you got the melanated dot that's full of selenium and calcium and magnesium, but it all starts from a primitive gut tube. And then from that primitive gut tissue, every branch of your body come from, even your head. We got to talk about that. All right. So now we done went through there. We're going past the stomach. That's the stomach. Now we starting to get into other things. Now, if you look right behind the stomach, you see something called the spleen. This is the spleen. Now, the reason why the spleen is one of the major things that we work on in healing is because this is where the blood cleanses all its toxemia into the actual lymphatic system. Again, the spleen is one of the biggest lymphatic associated tissues known to the human body other than the liver. And we're not going to talk about the liver today because the liver have over 12,000 different types of functionalities with the lymphatic system. One of them is producing bile then acting as a aggregate and blocking up and basically plugging up all types of holes that you have been, putting in your body due to acidosis, and opening up the bile ducts, pushing it into the actual interstitium tissues and fluid of the body that cause you to open up what they call metabolic pathways. And all a metabolic pathway is a pathway of elimination, meaning that it's a pathway for you to detoxify. All right. So the spleen is amazing. Why do I love the spleen? I love the spleen is because the blood, not only is erythrocytes made in the spleen, red blood cells are made on spot at the spleen. The spleen is dope. So you got red blood cells that's made inside of the bone marrow. You got white blood cells that's actually made inside of the bone marrow as well. But the spleen's so dope, it make red blood cells on the spot just in case you start getting low on platelets. And it'll dump it right into the bloodstream. Then the blood will go through the spleen, and then it will actually give all its toxemias to keep its pH at a 7.45. It'll dump it off into the spleen, and the spleen will cross over the capillaries. Remember I called it lymphatic and blood capillary jumping? They will exchange with each other. Because if you look at the lymphatic system have macro amino acids in them. It has glucose sugar in them. It has so many minerals in them. If you look at the actual healing constituents of the lymphatic system and the ingredients, it acts as a straight defense system. And all of this is actually inside of the spleen. So the spleen actually deals with the blood and deals with the lymph at the same time, and they constantly trading and exchanging certain types of things. So the blood will be at the spleen like, man, I got this bad baggage, go and take it. The lymphatic system be like, look, I got some macrophages for you, let me go and put it inside the bloodstream. I just made some erythrocytes, let me give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Go and put that inside the bloodstream. So you have this beautiful exchange of trash and of quality that goes back and forth between the blood and the lymph system. If y'all got that so far, type in some sevens and we'll keep it going. Because now we almost to what I was talking about, which is the gut. The gut is the most important part, because if you can cleanse the gut, you can get rid of that volumetric pressure, and then you can drain and cleanse the whole brain. We have to understand that the adrenal glands is in the gut. Let me show you why. If you look at the kidneys, that's a kidney right there, y'all. On top of this kidney is the adrenal gland. So even the autonomic nervous system, or what they call the enteric nervous system, commands the gut. The gut is the first brain. It's not the second brain. The gut communicates with the brain and tell the brain that it's hungry. The brain don't tell the gut that it's hungry. The gut is what communicates with the whole entire body. If you actually look at the ileum and you look at the ecum and the jejunum or the duodenum, you look at these gut tissues, don't it look like a brain? Look at it. Don't it look like a brain? They have the same similar type of neurological tissues. In fact, you have more melanin neurotransmitters and serotonin in the actual gut than you have in your brain. So if we're going to talk about the true God or the true beast or the true Lord or the true brain, it's the gut. That's why you got to overcome it. Because if your gut ain't right, your brain ain't right. If your gut ain't right, your life ain't right. A disciplined man is a man that can discipline his gut. His gut controls his penis. Your gut controls everything in your body. So if you want to know who's a disciplined person and who you want to be next to during war, it's a man that have overcame his gut. And these are just facts. All right. Now, We in the gut area. Now, once you get to the gut area, we actually talked about the spleen and we actually talked about the thymus gland. But now you're starting to get into other things. So I'm going to pull out the actual lymphatic cadaver. So this is the lymphatic cadaver right here. All these little bitty little bulbs you see are what you would call lymph nodes. These little white vessels are what you would call lymph vessels or lymph arteries. The ones that break off is what you would call lymph capillaries. Look at how, this is how much God loved you. It gave you so many different trash cans in your body. Thousands and thousands and thousands of lymph nodes. Notice that you see, let me unplug this because I want y'all to see this shit. Come on, plug this for me, Nabi. Yep, thank you. Notice that you really start to see wherever, look, notice where most of your disease is at, your so-called diseases, or where you need to really detoxify it, is where you get a bunch of lymph nodes coagulating themselves together. You're going to see a large population. Look in the axillary up under the armpits. And then you see people that are heading towards cancer get a lot of boils under their underpits. You don't even know up under your underarms, these boils are happening because you are stagnated lymphatically. And if you can move that lymph and you can get rid of or clean out them lymph nodes by bringing good bile bifidum bacteria, by bringing good lactobacillus bacteria back into the body for it can disintegrate and eat up those toxemias, then you won't get those boils. Boils is a sign of breast cancer. Boils is a sign of lung cancer waiting to happen. Just give it 20 years without you cleansing up your diet. Them boils up under the armpits are warning signs. Now see all the different conglomerates of lymph nodes right up under the axillary, up under them underpits. That's a major sign of cleansing. And notice when you get breast cancer or you go to get a breast biopsy, the first thing they want to do is take 7 of those. Let me take a couple of your lymph nodes and let me test them. Let me send them to a pathologist to see if they're having mutating cells. You see that? No, you ain't taking a damn thing out of my axillary area, because I realized that my lymph nodes act as a trash can and all I got to do is take my trash out. All I got to do is take my trash out. You see that? You wouldn't leave the trash cans on your front porch all the time. You wouldn't leave them at the beginning of your driveway, because each week that you take trash out of there, your yard begin to fill up with trash. Once the yard gets filled up with trash, then you're backing it up into the fucking house. Now that's what they call cancer or toxemia or all types of disease. You want the trash people to come pick up your trash, and that's the whole point of the lymphatic system. That's all I'm saying, family. So now look around the neck area, and you got a bunch of people with thyroid problems. Thyroid problems run very, very, very crazy in my family. I have a slow metabolism. That's the reason why I can eat all fruits and gain weight. It take a lot for me to lose weight. That's why I work out every day now, because just based off of my genes and based off of what's been passed down through my family, we have weak thyroid tissues. You see what I'm saying? So knowing that, I have to do extra things within this lifetime, within this realm, to make sure I keep weight off of me. See, that's why you got to learn your body and know who you are. Because there's different things that you can do that I can't do. There's different things that I can do that you can't do. That's why we have to really, really mind our bodies, family. So now look at all of the different lymph nodes in the cervical area, what you call the throat area. Now, people that always got a lot of mucus in their throat, or always and got to spit up mucus, or you wake up in the morning, you got to cough, and when you cough, you hacking up mucus. You are backed up cervically. The reason why you're backed up cervically, because you're eating mucus-forming foods. You're eating acidic-forming foods. You're in a toxic environment. You're putting things inside your body that's not supposed to be in your body. And this mucus is starting to coagulate in the throat area. That's what messes up the thyroid. Because, again, calcium is going to come. When mucus show up, calcium coming. Mucus, calcium, and acids is a disaster waiting to happen. That's what you call crystallization, calcification, or solidification. And the only way you can break that up is with hydration. And that sounds like a whole bar. No, that's a song. That's a rap bar right there. Y'all see that? Now, remember I was talking about the heart. Now, if you look, the heart was right here. I need you to come hold this real quick, Nabi. Come hold this real quick. No, yeah, you can hold that. Okay. Let's see if it's focused on me perfectly. Yep, right there. Now, if you look at the heart and the thymus gland is right here. This is called the subclavian duct. Y'all see the subclavian duct? Now look on the subclavian duct, y'all. You see all of these different lymph nodes? Because it's connecting to what? The heart and the thymus gland. Without the heart acts as a valve. Remember, the lungs is the pump for the blood. The heart is not a pump. The heart is a valve mechanism. That's the reason why if you bust open the heart, you see actually valves and chambers in the heart. The heart don't pump. The heart beats due to something called the sinoatrium. The sinoatrium is an impulsive regulating system to open up the valve doors to release the flow of blood. What pumps the actual blood throughout the body is the lungs. That's why if you stop breathing and if you suffocate, your blood stops flowing. But that's a whole nother topic. Now, you see, now we're getting down to the spleen. Even on your stomach, you have lymph nodes. Now, what I wanted to show you is in the middle of your stomach that's connected to the thoracic duct, you have something called the cisternal colli. Now, the cisternal colli is one of the biggest lymph nodes in the body, and it sits directly behind the intestines, y'all. And I want to show y'all that. Nabi, could you do me a favor? Mm-hmm. Would you get your phone and could you Google cisternal colli? Watch this, y'all. The cisternal colli. And then we almost down to the kidneys. I want to show y'all how STDs are really started. A bunch of people think the STDs is...
Cisternal colli.
Yeah, cisternal colli.
Cisternal colli.
Watch this, y'all.
Keep calling her sister colli.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Let's check this out, y'all. Let me Google this. Watch this. Cisternal colli. All right. It says the cisternal colli is an abdominal organ of the thoracic duct. It said it receives a bilateral lumbar lymphatic trunk. It is located in that space. It says to the right side behind the abdominal aorta. Now, when you actually click a picture, it shows you what it is. Let me see if I can find a bigger picture, though. Here it go right here. Y'all see that? Now, remember that I was telling y'all about the diaphragmatic muscle? You see the diaphragmatic muscle right here. Now, look at this green long duct. It's called the cisternal colli. Now, this moves your lymph. If you can breathe properly and really do deep diaphragmatic breaths, through the deep diaphragmatic breaths, you can bring pressure and you can move that cisternal colli. And what that will do is move your entire lymphatic system and it will drain. That's why you can heal with conscious breathing, or you can heal with doing dragon breaths, fire breaths. It's a guy by the name of Wim Hof. It's called the Wim Hof method, where he breathed in ice cold water and he go to mountains and he just test his body. He know how to activate his so-called immunological system within 2.3 seconds just by doing certain types of breath mechanisms, because he know how to move and activate the cisternal colli. Oh, you need to open it up one more time for me. Watch this, y'all. Let me show y'all one more time. Yeah, so y'all know him. Put his name in there, y'all. So what type of breaths? It's called deep diaphragmatic breathing. I call it box breathing, where you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Always breathe in through the nasal passage. You're going to hold that breath after you breathe in for 4 seconds for 1, 2, 3, 4. You exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Always exhale out of the mouth, and then you hold again 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we can do is we can do it together. Now, when you breathe in, once you breathe in, you're going to actually constrict your actual your diaphragmatic muscles. Upon that, your your whole entire gut's supposed to go out. Then when you breathe out, your gut's supposed to go in, and your belly button, basically you should try to make your belly button touch your spinal cord. So let's breathe in. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. Breathe in. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. Do 30 of them when you wake up, 30 of them after each meal, and 30 of them before you go to sleep. That automatically start moving your lymphatic system. All y'all can do is YouTube diaphragmatic breathing, and they will show you how to breathe properly, y'all. All right? Oh, you can have your phone now, B. Go in and look up what that is before we can spell it. Cisternal colli. I'm finna put it in the comment board real quick. Okay. Spell it for me.
Cisterna space CHYSTERNA
I'm putting it in here, y'all. All right, I just posted it. Can I pin it? All right, I just posted it and I pinned it in the comment board, y'all. I posted it and pinned it. I'm going to put my website there next. So I know a lot of y'all were asking for my website. Now, y'all see that we talked about the cisterna cali, right? Now, once you go down from the cisterna cali, the gut is such a big organism. And since the gut is the first brain, you got the cisterna cali that's cleansing the gut. And then you have something called the Peyer's patches. Now, the Peyer's patches is right on the side of the sigmoid colon, and that's what cleanses the large intestine. So the cisterna cali cleanses the entire gut, plus it cleanses the small intestines like the ileum, the jejunum, and stuff like that. But then you have the Peyer's patches that cleanses the ascending colon, that cleanses the transverse colon, which come across. It cleanses the descending colon. It cleanses the sigmoid colon, and then it cleanses the rectum of the colon, and then basically it cleanses the anus. So that's what that acts for. Then if you keep going down, y'all, if you keep going down, then you start getting to something called the iliac lymph nodes. So you even have something just to cleanse the iliac. And the reason why is because you get a lot of reabsorption through the actual colon wall. Blood come back through the colon wall. Minerals come back through the colon wall. So many things come back through the colon wall. The lymphatic system is so important because it don't only cleanse the body, but it gives the cells in the blood nutrients to clean every cell in the body and to rebuild the cells. The lymphatic system is one of the dopest, most important, higher learning systems that you need to learn about, because if you could cleanse this system properly, then you can cleanse your body of any so-called disease, right? Now, a lot of people don't know about the appendix. The appendix is a lymphatic associated tissue. Now, you have to ask yourself, why is the appendix a lymphatic associated tissue? And notice a lot of people get their appendix removed because the appendix is inflamed. Well, the appendix is inflamed is because all of the different bacteria gets trapped in the appendix because you're backed up lymphatically. See that? So if you can actually move the cecum that's above the appendix and allow that bacteria to flow out, yes, your appendix create bacteria. The appendix is full of something called granule cells. Granule cells create or birth pleomorphic bacteria that can mold and shapeshift into all types of different forms of other bacteria depending on what you need. For instance, the appendix can create Candida albicans if you need them. The appendix will create Helicobacter pylori, or what you call H. pylori, if you need it. Now, H. pylori can be very, very hectic on the body and cause you to have ulcers. It can eat up the mucosa lining of your stomach and everything because it's in the wrong spot. So H. pylori is good when it's actually in the duodenum, but once H. pylori move past the duodenum because you have too many acids in your body and it goes through what you would call the pyloric sphincter and end up in the stomach, now it causes issues and problems because it starts to chew on the stomach systems and it starts causing leaky gut. And now you got ulcers and things like that. But Helicobacter pylori is produced in your actual gut, y'all. Most of your Candida albicans are produced in your gut. A lot of your lactose bacillus are produced in your gut. They don't want to tell you that, but they are. And guess where they produce that, y'all? The appendix. The appendix is literally a generator and a creator of microorganisms through granule cells. It's called pleomorphic bacterium or pleomorphic organisms. These things exist. You are a self-regenerating, self-replicating God. There is particles in you that never die. They are eternal, and they are keeping this from you. They talk about this in Germany. They talk about this in France. All the doctors and scientists talk about this, except for when you get over here to the Western Hemisphere, because they don't want you to know that you are eternal. You have eternal particles in you that live for eternity, and your body produces them motherfuckers every day. And one of the places that produce them is the appendix. Now you wonder why they taking all your appendix out. Because you have bacteria inside your appendix that not only degenerate cells, but rebirth cells through something called the granule. Granule, the granule. Look this stuff up. Look, I'm not lying about none of this stuff. These are scientific proofs and facts that you just wasn't privy of. But when that book come out, when my book done, they gonna be mad in the mug, man, B. That's right. They gonna be pissed off at this book now. They gonna be pissed. All right. So now we talked about that. All right. So now when you get down to it, Now we going down. So we went to the pair patches. We talked about the actual appendix that actually produces the bacteria. All right. Now we going down. We talked about the iliac nodes. Now we going down to something called the inguinal nodes. And the inguinal nodes is talking about the inguinal area, talking about your reproductive area. A lot of y'all get STDs because y'all are passing acidic waste back and forth through semen and seminal fluid, or what you would call sexual fluid, and y'all are backed up interstitially in your vagina area, or you backed up interstitially in your penis area. That's what an STD is. That's all it is. You caught an acid trip. You caught acids, and you couldn't remove those acids. Do you know how many people, a brother or a sister, came in sexual contact that actually had bad acidosis or had some type of pleomorphic bacteria in their area, and you never caught nothing, and you don't know why? That's because you were not interstitially backed up in that area. But if you are interstitially backed up in your inguinal node area, and then you have sex with somebody that's passing, metabolic waste or metabolic acidosis or some type of parasite, then you're going to catch it and it's going to stay right there. So your manifestation is going to be the symptomology of detoxification. That's where you get the burning sensation from. When they say that nigga burnt me or that bee burnt me, the burning is the acidosis. That's what burn you. Acids burn. When you pissing razor blades, you're pissing acids. But guess what? If your lymphatic system was moving and flowing properly, the acids wouldn't even coagulate in that area long enough for you to feel it. So now that's what they call asymptomatic. You don't even have the symptoms. Then it make it to the kidneys through the renals, and then it gets to then it goes through the nephrons. Next thing you know, you don't even have an STD. You see what I'm saying? Because you kept yourself clean. Now, I'm not saying cleanse your lymphatic system and just be out here boning anybody, because once you have a clean lymphatic system, that is damn near impossible to catch some type of acidosis. So don't use this as an excuse to be out here just boning and having sex with everybody raw, because you still have to have some type of discipline of self. And then you don't want to be giving yourself to everybody that you see. But I'm just saying that if you truly understood, and overstood the body, the lymphatic system, the blood, the nervous system, and everything, all the mechanisms that make up who you are, there's really technically no such thing as a sexually transmitted disease. Now, you do have sexually transmitted demons spiritually, but y'all are just passing and interchanging fluids and bacteria. You do that with a kiss. If you kiss your significant other right now, guess what? You just have transferred 80 million microorganisms. That's why you have the instinct to kiss one another when you go on a date, because you want to get to know her deeper. How do you get to know her? You know her biology. How do you know her biology? Y'all swap bacteria. Y'all bacteria starts to become one with each other, and then y'all learning each other's pheromones. That's the whole purpose of a kiss, for you to swap bacteria. The whole purpose of sex is swapping bacteria as well. Did you know that your sperm is a germ? Just saying, once you really look at this for what it is, y'all, we are bacteria. The body is made of 150 trillion cells. Out of 150 trillion cells, 100 trillion cells are microorganisms that don't even belong to you. There are eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. These are not even humanoid cells. They come from damn outer space. These are aquatic cells, because outer space is the water. But again, that's a whole nother topic. All right. So now you're making it down. Last but not least, you get to the bone marrow, right? Which will be right here. And then you go down and you got something called it's called the popliteal area. And the popliteal area is your knees. So the popliteal lymph nodes are in your knees. So you got people that say, I got bad knees. I got bad joints. I got arthritis. Oh, your popliteal lymph nodes are full. Your kidneys and your adrenals ain't working and ain't functioning properly. So you got a bunch of coagulated mucus and acidosis and unutilized minerals between your joints. And you moving these things, and these acids are tearing away not only at the fluid, because it's dehydrating the fluid in your knees, it's dehydrating the fluid in your elbows, it's dehydrating the fluid in your wrists, it's dehydrating the fluid in your fingers. Now you don't have no fluid, and you don't have no connective tissue, and you just rubbing bone against bone, and between these bones are unutilized minerals and calcium. See, that calcium gonna keep getting brought up here. So now you have arthritis or rheumatoid articulate arthritis. Inflammation between the joints, inflammation of the cells, inflammation of the inner tissues, inflammation of the cellular membrane, all because you're not moving the lymphatic system. Remember, the blood feeds the cells of the body. The nervous system communicates and commands the cells of the body. The lymphatic system literally cleanses the cells of the body. How do you actually move the lymphatic system? That's the biggest question. Here go the answer. The first way, and this is how you know I'm not about the money. The first way is through movement. Movement. Yes, for dog. Yeah, I see y'all asking. I'm going to put it in here now. It is www.yahkiawakened.com. All right, I just put it in there, y'all. I'll pin it for y'all. All right, I just pinned it. www.yahkiawakened.com. So how do you move the lymphatic system? As I was saying, it's not all about the money. The first way to move your lymphatic system is movement. Rebounding is amazing with moving the lymphatic system. Jumping on a trampoline. Rebounding. Jump roping is amazing with moving the lymphatic system. You see that? Walking fast on a treadmill or outside. At least you have to walk at least 3.3 miles an hour. If you ain't walking at 3.3 miles an hour, don't even try it. Because you have to have this bounce when you walk. It have to be fast. You see that? The more you can get the cardiovascular system to flow, the more you can get that interstitial fluid to flow, because the interstitial fluid or the lymphatic system fluid in the capillaries is trying to keep up with the blood, because it knows it got one job and one job only, to keep the damn blood clean. So if you can move the blood, guess what else you're moving? The lymph. You see that? You got to move that lymph. And you move that lymph by jumping. You move that lymph by running. You move that lymph by exercising. You move that lymph by doing cardio every day. You move that lymph by doing aerobics. You can move that lymph by swimming. You got to get active. You have to get active. How many miles I walk a day, Nabi?
2.5 to 3.
Yep, I walk 2.5 to 3 miles a day. Plus, I do an hour and a half workout on top of that. Am I lying, Nabi? And I run. And right after that, what we do? We get in wet. And after that, I get straight into the sauna. Every single day of my life for the last 3 months, I've been doing that. Moving my lymph. I've been moving so much. I'm draining so much lymph right now from my sphenoid cavities. I'm talking about so much that when I blow my nose, you can hear the pressure coming from my frontal lobe. Am I lying, Nabi? Yeah. Nabi was just asking what was that noise. I'm like, man, I'm detoxing heavily right now because I ain't never worked out like this in my life. My diet have always been impeccable. My diet is, I got the most amazing diet. I take herbs every day. I mean, I'm a healer, but I never worked out. So I'm working out. Plus I have this impeccable diet now. Man, I'm moving so much mucus and cytotoxins out of my body. I can feel and hear the crackling of mucus in my system. And this is coming from a healer, y'all. So if I'm a healer and I take herbs on the daily and my diet is impeccable, I'm on a 92% fruit diet. 92%. And I'm still moving all this mucus. Imagine what's in y'all body, y'all. So you have to work out. You have to move. Move that lymph, family. All right. Next thing is we have to talk about food, because in order to move the lymph, you have to hydrate. A lot of crystallization, a lot of calcification, and a lot of stagnation is built up within the molecular structure, especially the interstitial fluid of the cells. All that coagulated cells stuck together. You have to hydrate. You got to hydrate. Same thing as a fire. If you see a fire in your kitchen, what you going to do? You're going to either get the fire extinguisher. Some people use water, but you're going to get some type of liquid to actually put over the fire to dissipate the fire, to put the fire out. This fire is called acidosis, inflammation. Notice that the word flame is in there because the shit burns. So in order to put the fire out, you have to literally deeply hydrate the body. What is hydration? Hydration is not just the fluid, but hydration is the electrolytes and the actual anionic minerals that's inside of the fluids. You need to mineralize. Now, what is your highest mineralization of actual stagnation and of acidosis? Calcium, magnesium. Yes, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, iodine. All these things are what you would call mineral electrolyzation. You have to get electrolytes in your body. Notice electra. These are electrical conductivity molecules that you need. You see that? So 50 to 55 ounces of liquids a day. Now, if you are anemic because you have lymph capillaries that's broken inside of your body and you are attracting a lot of fluid and you're swelling up in places, I only recommend that you do about 32 to 35 ounces of liquids a day. But if you don't have swelling, if you're not anemic, you don't have edema or you're anemic and you're not retaining water because your lymphatic system is not broken, because that's the only way you swell up and start gaining fluid in certain areas, that means the lymphatic system was so backed up that you started busting capillary beds. And then when you bust capillary beds, all the lymph that's in the lymphatic arteries and the lymphatic vessels, it starts to seep off into the tissues. If you look at a cell is made out of cholesterol and benzene ring. This cholesterol and benzene ring is elastic. So the more water or fluid you put in there, the bigger it gets. So now you got a leg this big, but your left leg this small because you have broken or you have busted the capillary bed that the lymph was flowing through in that area. Because you stagnated and your kidneys are not functioning properly. Your nephrons is not functioning properly. Your whole entire renal analysis chart is off. You see that? So if you don't have that issue, and I'm going to show you how to fix that issue too. But if you don't have that issue either, all 50 to 55 ounces of liquids a day, H3O2 juices. Or you can split it in half. Do 25 H2O spring water, and then the other 30 do in the H3O2 juices, coconut water, cucumber water, or use my recipe that everybody using right now. And I see a bunch of y'all are actually doing that now and posting my recipe. The recipe that I heal myself on. It's beautiful to see that y'all making that juice, taking pictures of it and tagging me in it. I appreciate y'all for that. All right. So we talked about movement. We talked about liquefying. We talked about increasing the fluids of your body because hydration breaks up stagnation. Breaking up stagnation, you get rid of solidification. When you get rid of solidification, you can kiss calcification bye. You see, kiss it bye. Now we talked about the movement. We talked about the fluids. Now we have to talk about the food. You should be on an alkaline diet if you're going through a cleanse like this. If you know you need to move that lymph, you have to get on a cleanse. Now, while you on that cleanse, don't cook your food. Do not cook your food. Not only do not cook your food, super chew your food. You need to be eating nothing but fruits and watery vegetables. What do I mean by watery vegetables? Watercress. Look at the word, watercress. That's a watery vegetable. Romaine. Romaine is a watery vegetable. You see that? Bok choy. Bok choy is a watery vegetables. And make sure you're eating watery fruits. Watery fruits is the melon family, the berry family. These things have a bunch of water inside of them. Eat these things. Now, am I saying you got to stay away from things like arugula? No, they're bitter. Them are bitter leaves. That's good and it's full of chlorophyll. But these are drawing a strength. They will dehydrate you. We need hydration. So watery fruits, watery vegetables. Now, let's talk about herbs because you have to pay attention to the adrenals and to the kidneys. Now, write these down, y'all. Matter of fact, Nabi, would you put these in the comment board? Yep. The first one is parsley leaf. Parsley leaf, this is my geogenetic juice right here. Everybody make it. I got the whole world taking my 3 bitters right now, taking my geogenetic package, and I gave y'all the geogenetic recipe to my juice. Today, I posted over 100 people drinking my juice with me today. So shouts out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? At least 45 ounces a day of the geogenetic juice. All right, parsley leaf. Very, very good for the kidneys. It's good for the nephrons. It opens up the kidneys, and it actually pulls toxemia and calcium from the kidneys. Another one, hydrangea root. Hydrangea root is HYDRANGEA. Hydrangea root. The next one is hydrangea root. Hydrangea root is very, very good with breaking up calcification and solidification. So if you got kidney stones, if you have solidification or calcification of the bone or anything inside the kidneys, the parsley leaf is going to pull and break it away from the tissue. Now, the hydrangea root is going to get a hold of it and snap it and break it down and disintegrate it. You see what I'm saying? Next thing is cilantro. Cilantro going to get in them tissues and pull out all of that metal. Pull out all of that metal. Pull out all of that metal. Now, I'm going to put wormwood and clove in here. And the reason why I'm going to put wormwood and clove in here, whenever you have a highly acidic medium, you're going to birth parasites because you got a bunch of bacteria and sit inside the body that can't wait to pleomorph into another entity. So at first, they'll be in there helping you break down your food. Then you're eating the wrong food. So now they got to help you literally eat up the tissues because they eat up man, look, if you look at the way bacteria is one of the smartest organisms I've ever seen in existence. You are a bacteria. All right, what we got so far, Nabi?
You got parsley leaf, hydrangea leaf, and cilantro.
And cilantro. No, hydrangea root, not leaf. Hydrangea leaf is poison. Don't eat the leaf of the hydrangea.
I got root.
All right, hydrangea root. All right, now we have to talk about cleaver's leaf. Cleaver's leaf is cleaver's leaf and juniper berries is two of the most kidney astringent, healing, toning, and strengthening herbs that I know. All right. So cleaver's leaf and juniper berries. Make sure that you get your juniper berries fresh, then dry them out. All right, then dry them out. Now, that is for the actual kidneys. Now we got to talk about the pump that turns on that filtration system, which is the adrenals. Yes, always, my healers out there. Whenever you cleanse any system of the body, make sure that you deworm yourself always. Always deworm yourself. I don't care what so-called disease or detoxification symptom that you're trying to alleviate yourself from. Always deworm yourself, because if it's acids involved, there's a worm involved, y'all. You can't find me one acidosis tissue in the body that don't attaches itself to a glycoprotein and a worm, some type of parasitic. They always come because they're not the issue. They're trying to help you clean up the mess. They're trying to help you eat the acids. Now, sometimes they do get greedy and they'll penetrate the cellular membrane of the cell and go eat all your iron and shit out of your cell. But hey, who fault is that? They wouldn't have had to pleomorph into these trash can eaters if you had kept an alkaline-based chemistry diet in the first place. All right, now we're talking about the actual adrenal glands. Now, the adrenal glands off back licorice root. The best adrenal root and herb on planet Earth. But if you have hypertension or high blood pressure, unfortunately, you can't have licorice root because it's a cardiac kick. It will kick up those adrenals so fast, have that blood flowing through that cardiac so fast that pressure going against that artery wall will raise the frequency and pressure of your blood, and they call that hypertension. That can cause heart attack and stroke, and it will bust and rupture a few arteries and vessels, and now you got cardiac plaque building up, and boom, heart attack and stroke, and you're dead. So if you do have hypertension, stay away from the licorice root, but you do have alternatives that you can use. You can use mecha root. You can use wild yam root. And you can use one of my other favorites that don't raise your blood pressure like that, ashwagandha. And these are for the adrenals. Now, if you don't want to do none of these things, what you can do is you can go to www.yahkiawaken.com. We make the herbs for you. You go on there, you fill out the actual form, and we customize the herbs to your biochemical molecular structure. All of our herbs come fresh. We don't have herbs just sitting on the shelves. We literally got some of the most, me hands down, I know for a fact that I have some of the most strongest, potent herbs in America. That's because most of them don't come from America, though. But we did just meet a good connect probably after COVID. We made a good connect where we've been getting some very, very strong, powerful herbs that they've been checking out in the laboratory, and they've been doing their thing healing the world. But most of my herbs do come from the islands and stuff like that. So kidney and adrenal kit off the website. Kidney and adrenal kit. Make sure that you get the lymphatic tinctures with it. Go on the website, just look around, buy you some herbs. Or if you don't want to buy the herbs and you want to be your own healer, get my ingredients. I ain't gonna give you my ratio now because that's mine. It's been passed down, but you can, get my ingredients and do your own ratios and start experimenting on yourself. You ain't gonna learn until you experiment. You ain't gonna learn until you experience. You ain't gonna remember until you experience. Get your herbs. You can get you a $20 capsule maker off of Amazon. Get you some halal, very clean vegetarian capsules. Get you some herbal powders and get the whipping it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, flip of the wrist and make your own healing. Get on that fruit diet. Hydrate your body. Get my geogenetic recipe, which I got it around now. It's on there. Everybody posting it. And start drinking your juice. Drink your fruits. Eat your fruits. Take your herbs and move. Exercise, and you will see that your lymphatic system will start moving. I'm telling you. So if y'all got some understanding, overstanding, and understanding, type in some 9s. Yes, and just miscellaneous things you can do. Sunlight. Sunlight helps move the lymphatic system because biophotons from the sunlight do fold what they call proteins, or what I call simple amino acid structures, which flows blood. And if you move blood, you move lymph. Not only that, skin brushing. Skin brushing moves the lymphatic system. Just make sure you start from the actual sphenoid area, work your way to the cervical area, down to the axillary area, move towards the Peyer's patches, and always brush towards the kidneys. From your feet, brush all the way up towards the kidneys. Skin brushing, 20 minutes a day is very, very good. Very good. All right? So these are things that help move the lymph. Jumping. Cardio, running, walking, jump rope, trampolining, rebounding. All right. Now I got something coming for y'all and I'm talking about, it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's literally called what? Move that lymph. It's amazing. And it's me and a beautiful partner of mine where we just linked up. I met her, where I meet the guy
at the event in DMV.
I met her in DMV at the event. And man, I'm going to introduce y'all to her probably Friday. We'll do a live together. But she introduced me to these damn, what you call them things?
Rebound.
She introduced me to some moon boots. I'm gonna post a picture tonight. She introduced me to these moon boots, y'all, and they act like rebounders, right? But you can actually get customized tension to them. And I rebound every day. I got one of the most expensive, elegant rebounders in the world. I'll show y'all a picture of it when I work out tonight in my home. Man, I ain't been on that rebounder since I got these boots. And I mean, man, you getting cardio in, you work your core, you losing weight, you burning calories, and you moving the hell out of your lymph, y'all. Like, since I've been working out, I've been feeling my ceph area drain itself from the lymphatic system. But since I've been on these boots and doing these exercises, man, it's been opening up my lymphatic system like crazy, y'all. I feel like I did when I was on that 120-day juice fast when I was healing myself of diabetes and I had that heart attack when I was 21. I feel the same way now. Just so much excessive mucus and acids is coming out of me like crazy, y'all. And so we're gonna shoot a course over this. I don't want to give y'all too much details because I want to do it with her, but we're gonna do a lymphatic. It's called Move That Lymph. We're gonna do a lymphatic course, and these certain movements that I'm gonna show y'all that will move your lymph so quick, y'all. And I was talking to Nabi about it yesterday. He said, unfortunately, it's a lot of people, because we deal with a lot of people on their deathbed. He was saying, unfortunately, it's a lot of people that can't move like that. So we trying to come up with something else that they can do while they are on bedridden. Right. But for those that can get up and move your limbs, I got a surprise for y'all. I'm telling you gonna move that lymph now. Oh man, it's all good, y'all. It's all good. All right, do anybody that want to have some questions, y'all can join the live. Before I start having y'all join and y'all start asking y'all questions, did y'all get some understanding, overstanding, and understanding? We haven't came up with the price of the boots yet. I'm getting the boots customized. They're gonna have the Yahki logo and everything on them, y'all. We actually shooting courses where I'm doing the courses with her. I'm finna post. I should post some videos tonight, huh? I've been doing this for a minute, y'all. I'm gonna post some videos tonight. Y'all better not laugh at me either. I'm just now getting strong at it. Because bouncing for that long, and then you bouncing and you have to do certain rhythms and move your body a certain way to really move that lymph, man. Nabi was doing it with me too. I'm posting his ass as well. I'm posting Nabi too.
Lord. No.
I'm jumping in my boots on my page. Yes. And that's what I want to see. When y'all get these rebounding boots, when y'all get y'all courses and y'all follow along, I want y'all to post them and tag me in them. Like, it's going to be amazing, y'all. It's going to be a whole movement. Move that lymph. We need somebody to write a song called Move That Lymph. They talking about something, they laughing already.
Oh, Lord.
Somebody talking about deworming. My bad. So I did say y'all need to deworm. I gave y'all herbs to everything but the deworming. So to deworm, I like to use fresh cloves. I like to use wormwood. I like to use slippery bark. Fresh cloves, wormwood, and per di arco. Per di arco, crazy. So per di arco and the fresh cloves get rid of the larva and get rid of the real small microscopic worms that you can't see. That wormwood, that's that gut puncher. That's gonna get rid of them tapeworms, them flukes, Phascolopsis buskis, to get rid of hookworms and toxoplasma. It get rid of and toxoplasma can actually pass the blood and brain barrier. So that's what you need. Do all equal parts. Make you a tea out of them. Grind them up. Put them in the capsules. And forgive me, y'all, I'm tripping. Green walnut hull. Get you some walnut hull too. Black walnut hull or green walnut hull. I got about 16 green walnut hull trees that grow on my property. So next year we're gonna have an abundant harvest. But all equal parts, do them in powders, put them in capsules, and then what you don't put in powders, you're gonna put them in a pot. Make sure you use 16 ounces of water. What you're gonna do is get a whole cup, put it in there, let it sit in that 16 ounces of water for an hour and a half, then turn it on, let it boil for 2 minutes, then turn it on to simmer and let it simmer for about 30 minutes, and then after it simmer, let it cool off cold, strain it, and then drink it. You gonna be shitting out so many parasites, it's gonna blow your mind, y'all. Yes, Perdiarco. Now, Perdiarco will make your skin itch. Yes, it can be found on it's called the Parasite Elimination Kit off my website. Go to my website. All you gotta do is click the link in my bio. Click on my Herbal store, and it's there. My 3 bitters is very good to get rid of parasites as well. Every herb that I got on my site have parasitic eliminating type of properties in them. All of them have iron phosphates in them as well. But like again, if y'all want the recipes, that's the recipe. I don't got nothing to hide. I was scared too at first. Green walnut hulls is before it turned black. Once it falls off the tree, you're going to get that black hull on it. But the green ones is when it's first blossoming. It's full of nitrogen. That's when they green. They're the most powerful when they're green than when they're black. But we sell green walnut hull and black walnut hull. All right, appreciate y'all too. All right, let's see. Let's join this live, y'all. Who got it? Now, y'all have to show y'all face. If y'all don't show y'all face, I ain't talking to you. And make sure you greet your family with peace, love, light, and healing, all right? All right, let's spin the wheel. I just spent the wheel. Whoever stop on first, I'm clicking on them. Let's do it. Yes, kids are baby goats, but children can't consume them. I just clicked on you, ain't joined in, so I'm finna move on to the next one. Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
Blessings. How you doing, goddess? Blessings to you.
Okay. I'm really doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's your name and where you from?
Hey, my name is Ayla. I'm from North New Jersey originally.
How you doing, Ayla?
Doing pretty good.
What do your name mean? That means something. What do your name mean?
It does mean something. So it means goddess of light. It's also a Nigerian goddess as well.
That's fire.
And she holds sorry, I'm so nervous. Oh my God.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You speaking with family.
She holds like the dead in her womb, and she's also an earth goddess.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it means a lot of different things. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with you, Miss Ayla? How can I help you?
Okay, so I have 2 questions. So I used to get cold sores. I still do. Not as frequently as I did when I was younger, but every time I tried to go plant-based, I would get really bad breakouts. And I know that with the HSV1 virus, you have to have a higher level of lysine versus arginine. So I would take lysine supplements. So just trying to figure out how to mitigate that if I'm trying to go plant-based.
So when you plant-based, so first thing, HSV1, we know that this is a parasite, Phascolarctos bucci, and we know that in order to get the glycoprotein out, you do need more L-lysine than L-arginine. But the fact of the matter is, that's a good thing that you was having outbreaks. That means that your body was detoxing and you was healing yourself. Whenever we put people on any type of geogenetic therapeutic package and we make them go plant-based, when they do have herpes, whether it's 1, 2 to 16, we expect outbreaks because that means you are expectorating. You're not only getting out the glycoprotein, but you're getting out the microorganisms, that Phascolarctos bucci worm that's actually associated with the so-called virus. So you're going to have to expect that. Now, what I can do is I can tell you what you need to do. The plant-based diet is going to do 2 things. It's going to start driving the worms out. You're going to start getting rid of the protein. And then what happens is if you don't cleanse it all the way out, the worms, the larvae will hatch and go deeper within the ganglion nerve because that's where they hide it. They hide in the ganglion nerve. And then it'll go dormant, meaning that you won't have no outbreaks and you think it's gone when they're really there. So what I would do is I would go on the plant-based diet, goddess, but you got to set up and you have to have your weapons in charge. First thing I would do is have oregano oil on deck. Oregano oil, real Mediterranean oregano oil. All right, on deck. Make sure you get the Mediterranean oregano oil, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then get you, now you can get you some L-lysine that is holistic L-lysine. Make sure you're not getting the synthetic supplements. We got one that I was gonna do white labeling and start selling. I just been so busy I wasn't able to get it on my site. But what I would do is you can DM me, and when I find it, I will send you the link and you can buy it yourself. All right.
Okay.
And it's not synthetic, it's actually a natural L-lysine. All right.
Gotcha.
All right. Now, so go plant based, but when you go plant based, just be expecting, that. Now, what you do is you're going to get olive oil, right? And you're going olive oil extract, and you're going to get oregano oil, wild Mediterranean oregano
Yeah.
oil. When you
Mm-hmm.
having your outbreak, just put a little bit on there and mix it in some either grapeseed oil or more olive oil for it won't burn and leave a scar. All right.
Yeah, and that's what's
Now,
always so tricky for me because I'm a performer. So it's like my face is always exposed. So then I deal with scarring from it
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. So
Up
so that's
underneath my nose, that's
Yeah,
where
but
red
you
comes
so
on.
the best thing to do is you're gonna take your L-lysine, natural L-lysine, and then once you make sure that you mix the oregano and you dilute it enough or it won't burn the actual lesion or burn the canker, and it'll go
Gotcha.
away. Now, look, while you doing this though, there's a herb that's very, very good. It's called lemon balm. Have you
Oh
ever heard
yes,
of lemon
I
balm?
heard some of that. Yeah.
So so
I have
so
the
dr-
essential oil
See,
and the
now
tea.
I was just gonna get you hip. So you already hip.
Yep.
So look, so
Hmm.
it's a whole little concoction you're gonna have to do. So the first thing to do is you're gonna have to put that oregano oil on there, and you're gonna have to take your L-lysine, your natural L-lysine. Then right after that, you're gonna drink you a 8 ounce glass of warm lemon balm, and then you're gonna get the lemon balm oil. And once that dries out, you put the lemon balm over it. Usually the outbreak only lasts 24 hours. If you do that method, and we do this all the time to people.
Okay.
So
Can I inbox you to get that concoction?
yeah, which concoction? Which one?
Just the okay. So I wrote everything down, but
So can do this for that way because I get thousands and thousands of inbox a day.
yeah.
Nabi, if I give her your management inbox, would you? All right, so you're gonna contact Nabi, my manager.
Yeah.
It's the only other page that I'm following other than my backup page. It's called Management at Yahki Awaken. If you look at my page, I'm only following two people, which is my backup page,
Got
and
it.
I'm following his page, which is management. If
Gotcha.
if you put your name in there, which we remember your name because it's connected to an African deity, so we ain't gonna forget about you. He'll text you exactly what you need to do, and that
Okay.
concoction will help you out a whole lot. And matter of fact, Nabi, remind me to make a PDF of that because this is a good question. We can just put this on the website and they can download it for free. So
Not
that's
be
what you need
okay.
to do. Now, look,
Okay.
you got to get, so the whole thing is to not to maintain it, but to get rid of it. In order to get rid of it, look, my geogenetic therapeutic package level 2 been getting rid of that parasite for the last, what, 6, 7 years now? That's what you need, my
Mm.
geogenetic therapeutic package level 2. Now, you are going to lose a little weight on it, but after, well, you a performer, so you probably don't want to lose no weight.
Whatever.
Okay,
Whatever
well,
my
look,
body needs to do, it's fine.
geogenetic therapeutic package level 2. You have to do an all raw diet. You should never eat any avocados. You should never have any coconut flesh. You should never have any Brussels sprouts or asparagus because these things are very, very, very highly saturated in L-arginine. And you know
Arginine,
the
yeah.
L-arginine will have you expectorating and
And
give
a
you an
lot of
outbreak.
nuts too,
Yes, yes, stay
and
away. Yes,
lentils and all of that
yes.
stuff.
See, well, the thing about lentils is very tricky because you can find one batch of lentils, like red lentils got a bunch of L-lysine in them, but if once you get to your green lentils, they got a
It
bunch of
has a
arginine in
lot of
them.
arginine.
You
Yeah.
see what
That's
I'm
the
saying?
tricky
So
thing.
yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
I'm gonna see the person that you're following, Nabi. I'm going
Yes.
to inbox him. It's Ayla, A hyphen capital LA. One last question because I don't want to take up too much time because other
Hmm.
people want to join. So I would love for you to do a live on a diet for anxiety. I
Yes.
heard you talking about the adrenal system, and I know that when you have anxiety, it can impact the adrenals. So my quick question is that, like you said, licorice root, maca root, would that also help me improve my anxiety along with
No,
obviously
so
therapy?
licorice root will give you anxiety, and it will most definitely give you heart palpitations. Uh,
Oh,
ashwagandha will do the same thing because it opens the cardio output. So when you actually look at what gives you anxiety, it's something called the pituitary thyroid adrenal axis. So you looked that up, the pituitary thyroid adrenal axis, and it's a feedback loop. So the thyroid is in control of your heart rhythm. The
yeah.
adrenals is what controls the actual thyroid and the pituitary to be a part of your heart rhythm and your breath. Because remember, the adrenals is a part of the autonomic nervous system. When you think
Mhm.
about anxiety, it's the loss of breath. It's the antsiness, it's the jitteriness. That's the nervous system. Then
Sure.
you have the speed of heartbeat. So what
Yeah.
speeds up your heartbeat is your thyroid. The loss of breath is what comes from your adrenals. The jitteriness and that very doubt of you feeling like you finna die is the pituitary. So you have to go after all of those things. So what I have for that is called the sensual glandular kit off the site. The sensual glandular kit. And what you can do is, if you don't want to buy it, I think it's like $300. If you don't want to buy it, just get the ingredients. Get the
Yeah.
ingredients and make teas off of them. But
Got you, because you showed the ingredients in the
yeah,
breakdown.
I showed the ingredients.
Got it.
I do.
Okay. And I love to experiment, so that's
Yeah,
cool for
yeah.
me.
So I
Okay.
think that'll help you out a whole lot. And then don't forget to utilize that breath when you're
Oh,
going
I
through
felt like
anxiety.
that breath work. I just didn't know if there was like any herbs or a specific diet to help
Yes,
with
yeah.
like
Oh, so
calming
there
the
is a herb. So
sympathetic nerve, the
yes,
vagus nerve,
what
and
calms
things
the
like
nervous
that.
system is blue vervain. I mean, not blue vervain, valerian root. My bad.
Oh yeah, it's
Valerian
very
root.
funky. That's some
Yeah.
funky stuff.
Hey, that valerian root stink. Boy, it had a house smelling like ass
Oh
though.
gosh, and it lingers forever. Trust me,
Hey,
I'm
but
not one.
it calms the nervous system though. Another one is chamomile.
Oh yes. But you
Yeah. Oh
said
man.
something about chamomile being high in estrogen, so that's not necessarily good, right?
You should be good though, because long as you don't have any fibroids or any cysts or
No.
anything, so
Okay.
you good because it got natural estrogen. Long as
Got
you
it.
ain't dealing
Okay.
with like cancer, breast cancer, or you're dealing with an estrogen issue like reproductive, or you have as much chamomile as you want. So
Okay.
chamomile
This is good
relaxes
to
the
know.
nervous system. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Lavender as well. Lavender will relax the nervous system.
Yep. Gotcha.
So
Lavender and
so
chamomile.
it seemed like you already pretty hip and you already got a lot of knowledge on this
My
stuff.
aunt is a naturopathic doctor, and she's actually seen you. Yeah, she has a
Oh,
shop here in Rahway, New Jersey. So
oh,
yeah,
all praises. Okay.
and
All
my
right.
mom's a nurse, so I've had both sides of it
All right. Well,
my entire life.
shouts out to the Healing Family, guys.
Absolutely, and it was so good to talk to you and officially meet you. Yeah,
Appreciate you. So
and
look,
I'll
do those
inbox
things.
Nabi. Yes,
Yep,
I
inbox not
will.
be, do those things and you'll be a-okay. And look, check me on it. When you do go raw and you have your next ganglia outbreak on your lips, do exactly what I said. Look, do exactly what I said. 24 hours. If it's not 24 hours, I will send you your pack for free. Give it 24
24
hours.
hours. Okay. I
Matter of fact,
also use
hold
Silver
on.
Shield. Sometimes I put Silver
Give me
Shield on
40,
it.
give me 42 hours, not 20. Give me up to 42 hours.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
It be just my
Reseed and
look.
olive oil extract for
Yeah, just my look.
3.
She the only person that go past 24 hours. I gotta send her a whole pack. There you go. So
Okay.
yep. So make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to your family, goddess.
Peace, love, light, and healing,
All right,
everyone.
peace, Ayla. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
And shouts out to your auntie and your mama for being in the healing
Yeah.
space.
Thank
Blessings.
you. Blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, do I have
It's
to
your
X out of
top
here?
left, I believe. It's an X on your top left.
Oh, thank you. This is my first time doing this. Totally. Okay, bye.
Peace. All right, who else we got? Who else we got up in here? I see somebody hating in the comments. I'm gonna block their ass. They just be in here saying crazy stuff. They hate us because they ain't us. All right, let's see who else we got. All right, I'm doing my Wheel of Fortune spin, y'all. My Wheel of Fortune spin. Boom. Who did it land on? I could do plant-based, but just fruit all the time is different. Peace, 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 love, light, and healing. How you doing? Blessings to you, guys. What's your name and where you from?
I am from Toronto, Canada, and I'm
Toronto.
Mehuji.
How you doing? What's your name again?
Fine, Mehuji.
Minwoo G. What do that
Yeah.
mean? That gotta
I'm
mean something
Haitian.
powerful.
I'm Haitian.
You Haitian? Oh, okay. Haitian in the building. All right. I run with a lot of Haitians, especially when I be in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, I know they have a lot of Haitians there. Yeah.
What's going on? What you talk to us, goddess?
So I have 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Suffering from gum disease,
Mm-hmm.
and it's making my let's say I'm losing some bones.
Yeah. So you have a bone degenerative disease in your gum.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
So go
so
ahead.
can help with that.
Okay. So what you need to do first is you have to understand what's going on with your mouth. Do you have your tonsils?
Yes, I have them.
Okay, good, good, good. So we just got to clean out. Now, remember in this whole video, I was talking about cleaning out this area. You see that where your mouth at? This is your mouth. You have to clean out all of these different cavities. You see that? So what I would do if I was you. I would go on a all raw diet. You need to do all raw and just give yourself 3 months. You need to go on an all raw diet. So when you look inside your mouth, do you have a bunch of cavities too?
Yeah, I have
Ha-
some.
How many teeth did they pull?
Like they told me like 2 or 3.
2 or 3? Did they pull your molars?
No,
Okay, good. So you got any root canals?
no, I
Good,
didn't.
good, good. So, all right, cool. So you got the teeth pulled. This is what I would do if I was you. You have to clean up your diet. And the reason why you have to clean up your diet, processed sugars, it stays in the teeth. It turns into acid waste, and then it starts chewing away at the teeth. When you chew away at
Mm-hmm.
the teeth get infected, and then it starts going into the bone. Once it goes in the bone, it usually travels towards the heart. That's why a lot of people have heart issues and kidney issues when their teeth are bad. All right, so you have to cleanse your gums. The reason why your gums or your bones are becoming degenerative is because acids is in those areas. So what you need to do is you need to start brushing your teeth in your gums and scraping your tongue 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah, I
All
do
right.
that.
All right, 2 to 3 times a day. I want you to start chewing on fresh clothes. Start
Fresh
chewing them.
clothes.
Yep, get a bunch of
Uh-huh.
fresh clothes and start chewing on them and sucking on them throughout the day. This is
Okay.
going to get rid of that bacterial infection that you have. The only reason why the bacteria is there is to eat up the acids. So what you can do is when we start neutralizing the acids and getting those acids out because you're not eating acidic forming food, now we can neutralize the bacteria. I have something on my site called the teeth and gum restoration. And the
Mm-hmm.
teeth and gum. So I used to have the same thing you had. It wasn't very bad, but I did. I got a lot of teeth missing in my mouth too. Uh-huh. See that? So I
Oh,
got
okay.
teeth missing in
Yeah,
my
it's
mouth
the
as
same
well.
as you.
But
Yeah,
but
on
my
the
mouth
back.
is amazing now, and I even grew enamel back on with my teeth and gum restoration. So my teeth and gum
Oh,
restoration
okay.
got myrrh powder in it. It got myrrh gum powder in it. It got fresh cloves in it. It got
Mm-hmm.
white oak bark in it. It got
Okay.
neem powder. Neem is very, very good for the mouth. Very good for the
Okay.
mouth. Neem
Okay.
powder, yes. It got neem powder. It got a little bit of baking soda without the aluminum inside of
Mm-hmm.
it. And you
Okay.
mix all these together in equal parts and a little bit of activated charcoal. And this
Mm-hmm.
is good. You will brush your mouth, brush your teeth, you will brush your gums, but it's not gonna keep working. It's gonna work real fast, but it ain't gonna keep working if you keep eating the foods that's causing all the acids to sit between your teeth anyway. Now,
Yeah, I'm
remember,
changing my diet
you
also.
have to change your diet. No more sodas.
I
Don't
juice
be
a
drinking
lot.
any sweet things. Just drink water. Water, water, water. I wouldn't even drink a lot of fruit juices right now. And the reason
Mm-hmm.
why I wouldn't drink a lot of fruit juices right now is because the bacteria inside of you love fermented foods too. So if you have any fruit juices sitting up there, they not gonna go nowhere. You want to run them away completely because they're gonna be there. They like to change their roles. So they're gonna go from eating your acids to trying to eat and ferment your food in your mouth, and then the infection won't go nowhere, and it's gonna keep them
Okay.
acids on the bone. So if I was you, I would do an all raw diet, fruit and vegetables. I wouldn't juice none of my fruits, and I would eat more vegetables than I eat fruit. And then you're gonna brush your teeth 3 times a day. You're gonna brush your gums every time you brush your teeth. And I want you to do something called oregano oil,
Oh.
clove oil, and virgin coconut oil pulling. Where what I do is I get an 8 ounce glass of virgin 100% virgin coconut oil, and
Mm-hmm.
then I take 2 tablespoons, I put it in my mouth, and then I get these tinctures, which is I make them myself, but you can order them offline. You don't even have to buy them from me. You can
Mm-hmm.
get some oregano oil. You'll
Mm-hmm.
put 2 drops in your mouth, and then you will get clove oil, and you will put a whole dropper full in your mouth, and you're gonna rinse and pull all through your mouth for 15 minutes every time you brush your teeth. I do this when I wake up in the morning, and I do this before I go to bed. And you're gonna start seeing so much stuff come from up out of your teeth that you never seen. So you're gonna do that every time, and
Okay.
then you need to get you some type of organic cotton yarn, and you're gonna floss your teeth before you go to bed.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
And
now
I
you got
also have another question for you. That's for someone that I know, and she's dealing with the hair pulling disorder, and she wanna get help. She don't know
them,
what to
them
do
par- she,
exactly.
she might got parasites. Usually when you see like things like Tourette's, see things like hair pulling disorder, this is lack of iron and lack of zinc. to the system. So it causes you to be very, very stimulant in the nervous system part. So you start banging your head, you pull your hair, you scratch your skin till you bleed. And what we've been noticing in the future studies that we've been doing on it, they suffer from toxoplasmia. And this is a actual brain worm that causes your functionality of your neurological tissues to go array. So you need to deworm her, and she need iron, zinc, and copper. So what I would do if I was her, I would get the blood builder and iron nourisher kit off the website, completely change up her diet, go on a fruit and vegetable diet, and she need to increase her liquid intake to about 55 ounces of liquid a day, and you'll start seeing those different things go away. Now with you still got to rebuild that bone, so you need to get minerals in you. You need magnesium, and you need more calcium to be released by the parathyroid gland. So you need to make sure that you're taking enough iodine. So make sure you're taking iodine. You can eat things like nori sheets. Have you ever heard of nori sheets?
No.
They're seaweed.
Oh,
So
okay.
make sure you eating seaweed every day to make sure you're getting the right amount of iodine in you for you can grow strong bones and get magnesium, iodine, and calcium back into your system. Because even though we finna cleanse all those acids out of the mouth bone structure, we need to replace it with new calcium and magnesium to rebuild new bone, rebuild new bone cells.
Because they're trying to
Do
get
surgery, right?
surgery to have
Mm-hmm.
implants, and
Yep.
I'm not sure about
Yeah.
that because
So I went through that. They was trying to make me pay $22,000 for them implants. $22,000. And I
and
thought about getting one until I seen it. They got this new metal on there. And then I started Googling what the metal do. Then it was talking about metal leaching. I'm like, I'm not gonna have no metal in my brain. I just healed my body. So I mean, I got a bunch of missing teeth, but I'd rather be snagger tooth than have some implants in my brain messing up my brain. So
yeah, they told me no, it's not going to go back. You need to have
lies.
implants, and I said, oh, okay, I'm
Lies.
look
My
for
little sister, my little sister can contest that that's a lie. I myself can contest that that's a lie. That's a lie. You can
wow.
get your bones back. Your body is a regenerative system. If you provide the body the right condition, it will and that the cells can be conducive in, you can regrow everything back. We even grew a thyroid back. I'm working on growing. Hopefully I can cleanse myself enough and regrow a teeth. I never seen a tooth regrow, but if I can do it, I'm gonna be the first to do it though. So now you got this. Just follow all the instructions I gave you. Make sure you take those mixes I gave you. Brush your teeth. Make sure you're not using a plastic toothbrush. Make sure you're using an actual copper. Make sure a bamboo toothbrush and get you a copper tongue scraper. Scrape that tongue. The whole thing is to get all the acids and all of that overculturalized bacteria out of your mouth. That will stop them from deteriorating your bones. And then once that stops, we can rebuild the bones. That's how you do it.
Okay, all right. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Blessings to you. Make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to your family.
Peace, love, light, and healing for everyone.
All right. Blessings to you, goddess.
Okay, bye bye. Thank
Yes.
you.
It's the top left or right. It's a little X. Yes. All right. Who else we got? Who else we got? I'm gonna do two more, y'all. Two more. I'm gonna do two more. Now, I'm on here tripping. I done showed my damn missing tooth. I done showed you my missing tooth. I'm going off. I'm getting too comfortable with y'all. I done showed y'all my missing tooth. Peace, peace, King.
What's up?
What's up with you, King?
My name is Elijah.
Elijah?
Elijah.
Elijah, where you from, brother?
I'm from Washington.
It seems like it's raining out there, man.
Yeah, it is right now. I'm in the car right now.
I need you to speak close to the phone so your people can hear you. What's going on with you? Talk to me, King.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
So, I got a question. So my mom, she just got out of the hospital. She had surgery. She had
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of boils like around her body and stuff like that, like on her legs.
Mm-hmm.
And they had basically just she went to surgery to get all the boils and stuff from her body. But I
Remove.
just removed. I just like so I was trying to put her on a healthy plan, like a
You,
herbal way, but
you
I
gonna
just don't
you gonna
know.
have to, because them boys gonna come back because they got rid of the symptomologies The boils was her body cleansing itself. That was actually a good thing because the body's going to protect all those toxins from coming into the bloodstream, so it will create pockets and tissues and try to cleanse itself through the skin, which causes boils. So they got rid of the boils, but they didn't get rid of the root cause, which is the metabolic acidosis. So what you're gonna do, King, is your whole point and purpose in your mama life right now is to get all those acidic mediums out of her body. So the first thing you need to do is change her diet. I would change her diet to a fruit and vegetable diet. If she's hard-headed and don't want to switch over into fruits and vegetables, do the Dr. Sabi diet for a couple of weeks, and then once you do the Dr. Sabi diet, you're gonna slowly bring her over into more of a raw alkaline diet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I've been trying to get her on. Like, I've been trying to tell her, like, tell her to follow you and stuff like that. Like, she be acting hard. She did not be trying to listen to me.
I know. So look, let's start. So start. You have to be the light. Start bringing things into her. Like for instance, learn how to cook for her. Learn how to cook. Like it's a channel called Tyrone's Kitchen. And
Okay.
Tyrone's Kitchen, he learned from Dr. Sabi Cooks on how to make certain foods at Usha Village. These foods are not alkaline because once you put a fire to them, they're not alkaline, but they're very, very less. They're not so harmful on the body though. So what you can do is start making her mushroom burgers and have her taste it. She'll love them. You know, she can eat those. Start making her kelp noodles and make spaghetti up out of it. She'll help those. Just start making those little subtle changes in her life. And then once she's adapt to them, now it's time for her to go deeper. While you changing to and you watching Tyrone's Kitchen and you seeing the different meals that you can make for her, this is when you will actually start giving her the herbs. The herbs she gonna need is a total package though. When you start getting boils on the whole extremities of your body, your lymphatic system is stagnated everywhere. That's gonna be the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, man.
Okay. Yeah, because she's been getting blows for a while now. They just never been as bad. Like she's always gotten blows, like, on the legs and stuff. It was just,
Yeah.
like, little, but,
Yeah, so that means she getting into the degenerative stage of ailments. You know, you got your acute, you got your chronic, and then you got your degenerative. The last stage after that is your cancer. So you know, and I'm not putting anything on her, but I just know the stages of disease, and that's the road she heading down. So before she even head down that road, man, it's just time to change her diet. Go on my website, get the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, and start working on her kidneys and adrenals to get her to filter and process. Now, I know that's your mother and I know that you love her, but you can do everything you can. If she don't want to help herself, brother, you know that she ain't going. You know it's nothing you can do, right?
right. Yeah, she's starting to, like, cause after that she was like, yeah, I'm gonna start. She told me she was gonna, like, start
All
transitioning
praise,
over,
all
but
praises. That's what we need to hear. So the
right.
best transitional diet that I think of that still tastes good will be the Dr. Sabi diet.
Okay.
That's still you got one foot in and one foot out. That's the best one. And then there's higher diets up from that. So Ty's Conscious Kitchen will be a good page to go on there and start learning how to make things. You can make banana fries instead of using potatoes. There's so many different things that you can do that's an alternative than eating this horrible food that's gonna have her feeling better, losing weight, and all of that. And then once she gets really into it, now it's time to put her on the Yahki diet. And this is where the real cleansing began. But while she's on the Dr. Sabi diet, go ahead and get her the geogenetic therapeutic package off the website so she can start moving that lymphatic system. And then remember all the stuff I was teaching in the video on how to move the lymph without the herbs. Make sure that you incorporate those things into her life as well, brother.
Yeah, cause I ain't gonna lie, I've been screen recording the video since the live since it started. So
Yeah, man. Sit down and just put it, don't force it in her. Just like, Mama, I think you should check this out. I think this would be good for me and you. And I'm showing you this because I love you. And hopefully, God is speaking through me like I think it is, and God will be able to speak to her through me and it'll be able to change her life like thousands of others. So let's work together and get it done, brother. But that's what she gonna need, King.
okay, so it
And I
sounds
commend
good.
you, hey, bro. And I just know, me, man. I love my mother to life. My mother's like my best friend. So it feel good to see another brother on here champion for their mama goddess. You like, hold on now. I got to make sure my mama's
Yeah,
straight.
'cause, like,
I love to see that.
I appreciate it because I just need her to listen to me, but she don't be trying to listen. Like,
So look,
yeah,
just be the light. Look, if she ain't listening, be the light for her. Show her that you changing your diet. Show her that you
yeah.
changing what you drink. Start speaking more positive around her. And she gonna look at you and be like, dang, my son, like I'm seeing something in my son that's sparking something in me. Sometimes you just gotta be the example, bro.
Like, I was doing I was going on a fruit and vegetable diet for like 7 days, and I don't know, like, I just didn't get back on, and
So
then
it's
I was
time.
trying to
So look, King, it's time to get back on and do this for you and your mother. You know what I'm saying?
like, yeah, because I was telling her, and she was like, "Oh, you're hypocritical." I was like,
You see what I'm saying? So look, that's giving her an excuse not to be serious about it. So you can't give her an excuse. So get on it, stay on it, be disciplined. Now she ain't got no excuse.
"Facts, yeah, I need to do that for sure."
Yeah, let's get it done, brother.
I appreciate the
I
talk.
appreciate you, young King. All right, take care of yourself out there, brother.
I mean, you too.
All right, peace, God. Make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to your family, man.
Peace, love, and what? Say that again. Sorry.
Peace, love, light, and healing.
Peace, love, light, and healing. See
Yes,
y'all.
and peace, love, light, healing to you, brother. Seriously.
All right,
Peace,
all right,
King.
brother. Easy.
I like that. He championed for his mother. He like, oh no, mom's tripping. I'm finna clean mama out. What do I need? That's what I'm talking about. Who else we got? I'm gonna do one more, y'all. Huh?
You said that's a great son.
Yeah, facts. No, these are facts. These are facts. All right, we doing it. Hold on. Wheel of Fortune. Who it land on? It landed on you. This is my last one, y'all. I got to go work out. I be out here late nights, boy. Man, I be out here late nights. He keeping up too. He keeping up with me, man. Peace, peace. Blessings to you guys. What's up with y'all in y'all cars? You in your car too? Peace, goddess. What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Janisha Wade. I'm from the Bay Area,
From
Oakland,
the
California.
Bay, all right? You from the West Side. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you
What?
for having me.
Oh, all praises.
Okay,
What's going on with you? Got to talk to me.
okay. What's not going on with me? Um, okay, so I have lung disease. I've been having it since I was 19. I was diagnosed with it's called dermatomyositis, which was a autoimmune disease.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe I got it when I was in college, when I first went away for college. I ended up getting I really believe it's from the HPV
Mm-hmm.
um, vaccination that we
Mm-hmm.
were required to get in college. And
Yep.
I was required to get it before to enter into college.
Mm-hmm.
So now, sorry.
That's okay. Go
I didn't
ahead.
know you were going to. I didn't know you were going to call on me. I'm actually pretty excited.
It's okay.
So now, it's been I want to say about 16, 17 years since I had this disease,
Uh-huh.
and in the last year, I have been trying to reverse my lung disease. When I had my daughter a year or two ago, I had heart disease. It's called cardiomyopathy,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
and
about.
I actually healed that on my own. The doctors was just like,
All
oh,
praise.
I guess it was with time because you refused medication. I guess it was with time. But I think I was able to heal that so quickly because I only had it for a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just harder for me to heal the lung disease.
So, question.
I'm
I
constantly
was just gonna
coughing
talk
up
about that.
mucus. It's constantly coming out my nose. I'm constantly having boogers in my nose. It's so disgusting. Each day I'm coughing up mucus like I'm spitting in spitting. I'm My boyfriend just think it's
This a
so
good thing,
disgusting.
though. This good. It's better out than in. Better out than in.
Yes, yes,
So my
and
question is this,
it's to
dude.
the point. Oh, one more thing. It's to the point where I'm starting to throw up the mucus,
Okay,
like
that's
a lot of
long as it's
mucus is
coming
coming
out.
up.
So we gotta quit it. So it's good that you're getting the mucus out, but we gotta quit. We gotta stop it from basically excessively reproducing itself, meaning that you're doing something with your environment to keep making the mucosa membrane stimulate itself. So the first thing is, do they have you on any steroids?
I quit my medicine a year ago. I was on Cellset for like 14, like for about 10 years. I was
Mm-hmm.
on prednisone, which was not they had me on that medication for literally 5 years before they took
Okay.
me off.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last medication I was currently on was when they were putting I was getting IV medication.
Okay.
And I just stopped that completely. And it's been a year since I've been off medication. I mean, not been off. I just refuse to take any type of
Okay.
medication.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I would do. If that was me and I was suffering with that and I had this so-called lung disease, what I would do, especially since I got a lot of mucus expectorating, it's good that it's coming up. It's good that you throwing it up too, because it's better out within. But you gotta solve the root cause of the issue. You're doing something or you have some type of lifestyle where it's causing your mucosal membrane to be highly stimulated and it's causing so much mucus to come to that area. Mucus only show up and show out when it's trying to neutralize and buffer out acids. That's the whole entire purpose for mucus, is to keep foreign invaders or to keep bacteria that's not supposed to be in the body out of the body, or to reduce acidosis and metabolic acidosis. So the first thing I would do if I was you, I would stop eating acidic forming foods. Like if I was you, if that was me, I wouldn't even play around. I wouldn't be eating no meats. I wouldn't be, especially no dairy products. Dairy products will bring a bunch of overproduction of mucus inside of the respiratory system. And that's why if you look, some of your causes of asthma is most definitely dairy products, or you want any type of dairy products.
No, I stopped eating dairy products about, I want to say, I have noticed a difference. I stopped
Good.
eating that maybe 2 months ago.
So good. So look,
Now,
but
I
you
might
see,
dibble and dabble
no,
a
see,
little
look, it
bit.
can't be no might dibble and dabble. Because what happened if your lungs fill up with mucus? Then what you gonna do? you
Yeah,
can you can drown yourself. You know that, right?
yeah,
So I wouldn't even
yeah.
play around with it. So stop the dairy altogether. Stop the meat protein consumption altogether. I'm gonna tell you what. If I was you, I could heal myself of this in 2 months. And this is what I would do if Yahki had that. I wouldn't do no more meat. I wouldn't do no more dairy, and I wouldn't cook my food. Now, if I was super super addicted to cook food, I would only cook my vegetables until I was able to tolerate that. And then once I built up that from cooking vegetables and making vegetable soups and sauteing my onions and stuff, I will even stop that and I will go all raw on the fruit and vegetable diet. While I'm on the fruit and vegetable diet, do they got you on a water restriction? When you drink a lot of water, do you feel fluid in your lungs?
No.
Good. I will kick up my water. How tall are you? How much you weigh?
So so I lost a lot of weight. So I'm 137
Hmm.
pounds and I am 5'4".
You 5'4".
I
See, I will kick up my
Yes.
water weight to 50 ounces a day. Out of that 50 ounces a day, 25% of that is going to be H2O spring water. The other 25 ounces is going to be dark leafy green vegetable juice. It's going to be dark leafy green vegetable juice. While I'm doing that, I will find herbs that's going to help get all of that mucus out of my lungs. One of the herbs is fenugreek. Fenugreek is very good for neutralizing acidosis. Fenugreek is very good for expectorating mucus out of the lungs. I will use something called mullein leaf. Mullein leaf is Mullien.
Yeah, I have
That is
that.
that's very good for. So you got mullein leaf, you got coat's foot, you got lungwort. There's so many different herbal botanicals that's directly suited for the actual respiratory system. That's crazy. I will be drinking teas. I will be taking tinctures, and I will be doing tonics out of these things all throughout my day. And I will be trying to keep throwing up that mucus and keep snotting it out. I will want all that mucus coming up out of me, but while that mucus is coming up out of me, I'm not going to be doing things in my lifestyle that keep it reproducing, because now and then this is just this ever ending cycle where you're getting rid of mucus, but you eating dairy products and you eating things that bring the mucus back in, and then one day something's gonna give up. And you don't want to stop. You don't want to suppress mucus in your lungs, because then you'll suffocate yourself. Now, I do have a herbal package that I would do. It's called the Geogenetic Therapeutic Package Level 2. When I go to my website and order it, I make sure I put everything that I'm suffering from into that form. That way, I will customize that package for my lungs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going after adrenal glands, because I know that the adrenal glands is actually in control of my steroids. And I know that the steroids is in control of my lung capacity and my respiratory system on how I breathe. Not only that, I'm gonna make sure that I cleanse out and astringe all of that mucus out of my lungs. You need to be on things like lemons, key limes, oranges, grapefruits, grapes, anything that's very, very astringent, to start pulling all of that mucus out. Now, you might get a bunch of inflammation in the bronchial tubes, but that is what the hydration is for. You see what I'm saying? And then you have Nature's Inhaler. Nature's Inhaler by far is lungwort and mullein leaf. And you would just drink those as tea. Add a little bit of honey on it to make it to soothe it. And if you need any more soothing, put a little bit ginger in it and a little mint in there. And I'm telling you, you'll be a-okay. But you're gonna have to do that ASAP. But you should stop dairy products now and get off that meat now. Don't be drinking soda pops. Don't be drinking processed juices. Don't be eating candy. None of that processed stuff. You should be on a holistic diet. You can still cook your food for now, but you should shoot towards all raw while you're on your detox, and you'll be looking up 3 to 4 months from now, and you'll be completely healed of this stuff. It was a lady that I was dealing with. Her lungs were at the point of failure. She was using an inhaler and on a machine. She's a healer
That's
now.
what I was. That's what I was in May. I was on oxygen for a whole year,
I'm a
and
see.
I did the fruit and vegetable raw for a week, and I was able to come off of it.
So you know
But
what you
then
need to do
I
then,
turned
guys.
around. I turned around and just
They no more
yeah.
turning around. You know what you need to do. We got this lady 100%. She's healing other people now. I'm a shoot me an inbox. I want to send you her page. She's
Okay.
she's I mean she's an inspiration. Her lungs were worse than yours. She's from New York. Her lungs, she has smoker's lungs, and like she's 100% back. I want to send you her page. She's very she inspired me, and I'm the one who helped heal her. You see what I'm saying? So these are
Okay.
people that you need to be in contact with that suffering from the same things that you suffering from that have overcame it, and she can help be your motivation. But you need
Okay.
to do that. So the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, no meat, no dairy, get off of all of that high acidic protein, get
And
on
I could
fruits and vegetables.
still cook my vegetables.
Yes. See, and
But
cause I
okay, so no lentils, no sweet potatoes, no potatoes.
so what you can do is you can still do sweet potatoes for now. Sweet potatoes are full of potassium and magnesium, so you can still do sweet potatoes. Make sure you bake them and don't eat the skin out. Don't eat the skin of
Okay.
them. All right, but the whole thing is to transition into a raw fruit and vegetable diet where you can dig deep into that healing. We trying to get all of that excessive mucus out of the whole entire respiratory system, and the only way
Okay.
to make sure that you're truly cleansing that is by moving the lymphatic system. And you can still move your lymph with sweet potatoes. You can still move your lymph with eating some cooked foods, but you're just not gonna be able to move it fast enough, and you're not gonna be able to cleanse deep enough. And me, I like high healing, quick success rate. So I'm
Yeah,
trying
me
to
too.
dive in and really cleanse it. I don't like to do slow cleansing unless I'm working with somebody very brittle and frail, and I know I can potentially kill them. That's when I would slow down. But for somebody like you young, you still got good weight on you. I know you think you're super skinny, but for 5'4" and 137 pounds, that's not bad at all. I like to be aggressive with the healing and get in, detoxify you, and get out. And that's the reason why I'm really pushing for you to aim towards eating raw while you're taking the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2.
Okay.
And look,
Sorry.
and no, don't say sorry to me. Look, that's a part of what you got going on. And make sure you spit it out. Don't swallow it back now. Spit that out. And make sure that you soothing your throat throughout the day. You need to be walking around with a whole gallon tea of mullein leaf and coat's foot and sipping on that throughout the day. Throughout the day.
Okay.
Just sipping on it and getting rid of that mucus. Don't ever swallow it back down. Wherever it's coming from, let it flow. And just
Okay.
don't be eating things that's gonna bring mucus back in the body. Once the mucus gone, it's gone. Only you can turn back on that stimulant to make the mucosa membrane irritated to bring back mucus.
Okay.
You did the
Thank you
hardest
so
part.
much.
Goddess, you did the hardest part. You off the medicine. That's the
I
hardest
know.
part.
I
So look,
am.
look at
And
me.
they told me it was nothing. And the funny thing, when I first got diagnosed, oh my goodness, like, thank God for YouTube, thank God for social media, thank God for your videos that you have been doing, because for so many years, I have been going to my doctors and asking them, is it me changing?
You going out. We can't hear you.
I'm
You went
sorry,
out.
they tell me, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
And they tell me no each and every time.
It's your
And
diet. If you change your diet, you'll heal yourself. But look
yes,
at me though. You can't be bullshitting. You have to take this serious. Like just be real this time and really do it. Like you gotta really do it, okay?
okay, I'll shoot you that DM for that
Yes, shoot me that
woman.
DM and I'll make sure I send you her page tonight. Reach out to her. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
can't be in close contact with everybody because everybody's trying to get in contact with me. But I've been teaching her. She just now starting out. She actually good at it, and it's gonna blow your mind when you see her before and after. You'll listen to a video of her talking before. She couldn't even get through a whole sentence without using that machine and coughing and spitting up mucus. And now she working out. She's a personal trainer now. And it's only been
Okay.
it ain't even been 2 years. So I'm gonna send. I promise you, I'm gonna send you her page.
Thank you so much.
All right, make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to your family.
Peace, love, and light and healing to your
All
family.
right, hey, don't be playing. Do it.
I will. I
All
will.
right,
Thank
peace,
you.
guys. It's 11:09. That's it for us. Let's get up out of here. Hey, y'all, peace, love, light, and healing. If y'all learned or remember anything from this video, type in some nines. Type in some nines, type in some nines. I love y'all. If you need any healing herbs, make sure that you visit me at www.yakiawaken.com. We got a bunch of exciting things going down. We traveling. We doing seminars. Wait till we kick this seminar out the beginning of the Gregorian year.
We planning the tour. They type out these cities before we go.
Okay, and Nabi said we planning a tour. So Nabi is my tour manager. He be picking the spots. So he said the more states we get, that's where we coming. So where you from? Where you want us to come to? Pop in the city and states. Put it in the comment board. Nabi gonna come back and look at these comments. Whoever put y'all city the most, I promise y'all we coming. Y'all gonna be on the tour list for next year. And we kicking this off in what, February?
Yes, February.
We kicking it off in February. So where y'all want us to come to? Type them comments in. Make sure y'all put them at the end of this video. I'm finna end this live. Just put them in my comment board. Once I repost this video, now B gonna go through it. And hey, look, we gonna be at y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. I hope y'all learned from this live. I hope y'all take this knowledge and really apply it. Once you apply this knowledge, it becomes wisdom, and that's how you change your life. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. www.yakiawaken.com. Click the link in my bio for tickets to the next up and coming event. Click the link in my bio to watch my videos and these major interviews I've been doing lately. Click my bio and just holler at my website. All right, see y'all soon. Blessings, love y'all. When the next live? What's today's date?
Today's the 6th. It's Wednesday, so we're gonna do this live. We're going to LA probably. Damn, we might have to do it
Saturday.
Saturday.
Let's do it Sunday. I'm finna be traveling, so my next live will be Sunday, y'all, because I'm finna be traveling. I know I missed my live yesterday because we was on a plane coming back here, but I most definitely holler at y'all Sunday. So I'll see y'all Sunday. Blessings, peace.